Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here, back with another interview, this time with Zdenya Ziska Masayuki Mochizuki, aka Mochi.
Hi.
Hi, Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazer here with another interview with another backgammon community star in Simon Pajat.
Pick out positions. You have to figure out over the board.
Mhm.
You understand what I mean? And it's sometimes it's not easy, and it's like you have to be sharp.
I mean, the worst player in my first 5 or 6 rounds was like PR5. So I was like, oh my God, what a day. But then, I mean, the luck turned on the other side. So it was super exciting. And it was one of my best weeks. I mean, the most exciting.
You really get to win, or the guy goes, but what if he hits me back? And I go, but what if he anchors? You know what I mean? Like the fear isn't getting hit back. The fear is him anchoring, you know? And Sanders said that in an interview. And I go, I've been telling people this in lessons for years. I'm like, if he anchors on the 24 point, the guy might end up winning 20% of the games then and there.
What changed? How did you figure out that it was a game worth playing and studying?
Then, maybe I was 17 years old. I accidentally found a book at a bookstore, which is a backgammon strategy book.
Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here with another position analysis video. This one is about recube action against the three-way player. So trailing against that and how to find these aggressive cubes. It's something that I've covered in my book. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Sorry for the hiccups in that semifinals match, but we're back with the Fighters Final. Your two opponents will be Afshin Foulad, one we saw him on stream earlier, and on the other side of the bracket, Radu Ciortan took out Chris Bray to get to the finals of the Fighters match. So Chris Bray, after getting just wiped out in the first round of the Undefeated, was able to go on quite the winning streak to make it back there, and then we didn't get to see him on stream in that semifinals match, but Radu got him, earned his spot here in the Fighters Final, and we'll be carrying on with this 9-point match, and afterwards we'll have the true finals of the tournament. So yes, all the biggest backgammon action of the RAC London Open is coming up in this stream. So we're going to get started shortly. I'll have the XG transcription. For some reason, the was not working super well, the co-commentary, so I'll be doing it on my own. But I got a call from the tournament director here. What's up, Andrew? We're on stream. Okay. I'm all ready. The stream's ready. I'm watching it right now, so we're good to go. I see them trying to look up the stream right now. I think they found it on their phone. I had to make a new link this afternoon, so there's the newest one. But there should be one live on there, yeah. Yeah, let me figure out how to... I posted that on... This is hilarious. I'm just talking on the phone on stream. I posted it, but I didn't tag UKBGF in it. So let me tag that in the comments and see if that works. Yeah, of course, man. Hold on 1 second. Let me figure this out. I'll hang up, though, and I'll be ready to go, okay? All right. Bye now. Okay. I'm still live here, right? We're going to watch the players and Andrew Selby try to figure out what that stream link is. I thought that was fun to just talk to the director on stream. How's everybody doing? You guys excited for this? Radu, top player all the time. I know I've seen plenty of him in many of the international tournaments. Afshin, a newer name to me, so maybe small favorite, but anything can happen in a 9-point match. And I thought both players played pretty strong in the matches that I got to stream so far, so excited to see what they got. Looking forward to this one. Afshin, I think, has people watching at home. So hi to Afshin fans out there. Hopefully you got the stream link to tune into this. Maybe if you get in the chat, maybe I'll root for him with you. We'll see. But yeah, also, you can check out the YouTube video description for links to the brackets to see their path to this final so far. You can see the entire 60-player field, all the different names that people had to knock off on the way here to this Fighters final, and what waits them on the other side, which is Len Brown on the undefeated side. And you can catch up on those Super Jackpot brackets as well. My understanding is that the Super Jackpot final will be running at the same time as the tournament final, so I think we're only going to catch one on stream, unfortunately. But you can keep up on who wins that. I'm not sure who's made it deep in that tournament. Haven't seen anything from there. I've been too busy with the main event today. I think I heard there was like 15,000 euro like gross prize pool. So I don't know, probably something like approaching 5,000 up top for first place in this tournament. So they should be playing for quite a bit. Could be a bit less though. I'm not sure how they usually divvy it up. All right, I got the word that we're starting. I do believe we're about to be off. They look in good spirits. Radu, a little bit more tired-faced, but maybe that's how he always looks. Afshin looks happy to be here. Looks fresh, which is not always the case after this many matches. He's probably played, this is at least the 6th, if not more. Could be 8, something like that. Yep, here we go. Okay, they're taking off. And we have a 3-4 to open for Radu, and he's a splitter. Okay, interesting. I always favor the 2 down at normal scores and trailing. But it's always close. Kind of optional depending on the game that you like most. And 6s, one way to play this on the second roll for the most part. Unless your opponent makes the bar, I guess. And, okay, 6-3 gets the anchor up. That's pretty beautiful. I guess hiding the blot is fine too for lack of 6s. And so no cubes coming. If he wasn't able to anchor, then black always threatening there with a racing lead and better points and all these things. But now just looking for a simple game to kind of ride this home with a small racing lead. So likely to play quiet. Wow, he wants to slot though. I feel like this is a bit of an overplay with no boards. Just gives up your potential racing lead. But it's close. Okay. My idea would have been just to stack up the 6 there. But it shows us how in a mutual holding game, the most likely outcome is going to be contact. And so you do need to work on your board and try to tempt your opponent off their anchor and things like that and keep pure. So 6-4 covered from the midpoint. Aces is going to cover the slot. And just playing like this, looking pretty nice. So the 4 prime coming together for Afshin. 3-6. Yep, we're just going to bring another checker in zone and super close race. So must be nearly 50-50 game for these two. Making a point behind should be fine to make it a little more challenging to run off that anchor. We have a 3-point board to attack with now, even though we don't have spares loaded up to attack on head. 6-2, yeah, I guess the 6 has to be 8-2, and then why not make the better points? Looks good. 3-1, first bit of awkwardness. We gotta take the spare and throw it behind now. And we have too many points, so hoping for something flexible. Maybe a 5-2 or 6-2 would be nice for getting rid of the midpoint next roll. Set's good, of course, as well. And on Radu's side, something's got to go for him first, though. And with this close race, I always miss opportunities like this to run off the 21. But I guess our opponent has nothing to do next roll, so I really don't want to do it here. But I wouldn't be, I mean, I'm starting to feel like less surprised when I get caught by these. Maybe giving up the midpoint could be fine in front of the anchor and tempt him off, things like this. But he finds the best play here to just play to the ace, play quiet, wait it out, take his racing lead. Giving up the 8 would have been okay too. Okay, yeah, blunder to run off the anchor there. 5-4, if he had more of a racing lead, I love this play. All the blots behind, though, I guess this is okay. Finds the most flexibility. But yeah, he can also just park in front of the anchor. That's a close one. So the 2 can hit because the 4 can cover. And so a lot of volatility on this roll. I don't think it's enough to cube here or anything like that. But usually when he fans, maybe that's good enough for Radu to send a cube. And when he gets hit, it's good enough to lose the game, more or less. 5's just going to come around, yeah, and he has a 6-pip lead in the race, so not enough for Afshin to be cubing here either now. I think it's just turned into a regular holding game. 4 down and 1 to protect the race, okay, instead of covering. He's going to check in on the race, realize that he's not ahead enough, and I think roll through this. Wow, I'm surprised we're all the way up to 65, and he's not too far off there as far as like early doubles go. Radu snaps it up. 5 down, 3 covers. Radu says a gift. Put this on my side quickly before it disappears. All right, covers another board point. And what do we have there? A 6-4. Okay. So he's ready to clear now, even though the fly shots are a bit scary. I'm not sure if there's anything better, but we can consider clearing a point instead, yeah. Against a 5-point board. Can't be too safe. And 1 checker, 2 checkers buried. Okay. But the race looking okay, so Radu going to be forced to run off soon, I think, here. Oh, 6s solves a lot of problems. And now, which one do we want to bring in? I guess we get to make the ace point if we clear the 8. And our opponent's about to run, so we'd like to be able to pounce on them. I'm inclined to leave the little bit extra contact here. Feels weird not to clear from the rear, but of course the racing distribution much worse too. Just if there's any exception, I feel like this must be it. Yeah, so he needs to relook and see that the options are either all from the ace or all from the, all from the 7 or all from the 8. And that it's not automatic to play one of them 8-2. But okay, I mean, not too surprising. This feels like it would be the normal play, just a very exceptional position that allows for something a little bit bigger. We'll see what Radu comes up with. 5 is going to be very happy to run after this play, I do believe. Whereas a little bit scarier if we make the ace. So I think that was the tactics of the last roll. We'll see what we have here now. 6-2. Okay, gets to make the ace point safely. Just coming around and preparing to cover is Radu over there. And 6-3 going to be forced to leave a shot. Could be a game winner for Radu. Nothing better than to just play them both in from the 7 and hit. And looking to fade a 4. Doesn't always clean up when he gets missed here either. So could be some long-term contact as well. We'll see. 4 up. And we're going to wait for the spinning to see what the last one is. Okay, it's an ace. I don't think he needs to leave it slotted to win. So my instinct is to lift, but maybe that's a little aggressive being down in the race. Some still. He likes to play 2, doesn't want to get gammoned. Okay. If our opponent enters, though, we still have a containment game. Oh, 5-6 from the roof is brutal. Okay. That's going to completely turn the game around. And could be risking a gammon here if things go poorly enough. Hard to get closed out, I guess. But, I mean, just dancing on this 5-point board is similar enough to being closed out. Yeah, it needs to count through the sets and how they're going to play here. My instinct is just advance it forward, but we'll see what he comes up with. 14-11 best there, yep. No indirects from the roof. 5 what? That's a fan. 3-2 gets to come in and get ready to bear off. On top. So plenty of numbers that are going to leave shots next roll. Ooh, double 4s is going to save all the gammons. This is not a bad roll at all. And still might get a shot to win. 3-2. Okay, if we were trying to win a gammon, maybe we want to hit and lift to the ace. But instead he'll just peel. I think this is probably fine. I think we'd rather have our opponent just go. Yeah, but they're pretty close ideas. 2-1, can't be much going on here. Decides to save a 6 in case he wants to wait around one more roll. 4-1 gets to clear. Double threes, I think it's going to be time to go. We got to break too much of our board to stay for a shot now. I don't even know how we win after that. Not that we're winning a lot with the race, but yeah, I just don't see how this works out for us. But okay. He's going to stay one more roll. Instead of the 6-5, 6-4, 5-4, he gets the 6-2. And now he's going to try to stay one more roll, I guess, for the 6-ace, 5-ace, 4-ace, but can't. Forced off on a 6. 5-2 can peel 2. Nice shot there. 2-1. One. 5 in, 4 off. All right, is there still a chance? I don't think so. I think it's dead. 2-2-1s and sets still doesn't get there. Just going to roll and find out. Afshin tries to show him. Says, fine, I'll roll the dice. Oh, he has an opportunity to play 2 to ace there. Take one more roll. But okay, we're on to 7 away, 9 away. Small lead to start for Afshin. Right, 4-2 to open here. Nice 4-point. Not a whole lot of score adjustment to the cubes here at 7 away, 9 away, as we've been talking about all weekend. Maybe we'll decide some borderline cases and decide to wait a little bit as Afshin or go a little bit earlier as Radu if we're like really not sure. But mostly the impact's going to show up in the recubes. And yeah, this is a common opening theme that we don't prefer to trade the 8 for the 3, and so he was better off to reinforce the 8 and split with that 5-3. It's really not better by all that much to make the board point even in the opening. So if you know that, then it should be able to find instances where the situation changes and it's even better to do something other. Old McGrill idea that maybe we should split instead with that. Yeah, this is a challenging 6-2. Lots of very equivalent options. Common against this kind of structure that I guess it's hard to say if this is blitzing or what. We don't really like to be in front. I don't know what I would come up with there too. Very difficult play for Radu. But all of them run pretty close, so it's tough to make too much of a mistake. Guess he plays against such a good board. Maybe getting 2 blots involved is a little rich. Just slotting was good enough. Okay. 6 is going to hit, and then he's going to leave 6s from the bar. Usually we would like to advance something like 18 to 15 to prevent that. 13 to 10 to bring a builder was an idea too. Okay. Oh, what a shot from the roof here. Is going to leave the legal third checker on the 24, but I think it's worth it here to get the hit in the 5-point. And we'll see how Afshin responds. 5-1. It doesn't seem to hit anything. Can't buy a tempo anywhere. I guess he can just remake the 8 though. And leave a bunch of blocking structure in front of those 3 checkers on the 24. So Radu's still in some trouble. Even though it looks like a bunch of checkers are bearing down, it's only 9 in the zone. He has 3 back. The blitzing is not so scary, so I don't think we need to like run away from contact 21 to 16 or anything like that. 5-4 will likely be attacking. I guess the 5 down is the sure part, right? Yeah, and so he's going to play that first. and make the structure instead. Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't even think of making both points. Very nice. Double twos, cannot anchor. So I think it will at least make the 11. Then we don't really want to make the 9 when we have the 3-point made. But I don't see a better option, so he just continues. Would rather sit back on that 11 if he had the option. So actually 13-11 with all 4 comes close for that reason. 3-1 is ready to attack, he says, though I think maybe I should just get a checker moving from the back. I have to give up priming structure to do this, and I have to leave the illegal third on there, but he's right to do this. Okay. I would not find that. I would be moving 24-20 for the positional advantage. 4-1 is going to hit and advance the ace to see the daylight and threaten that blot. And Radu in a lot of trouble in this position. A fan would be a disaster, might end the game here. 5-3. I don't know if that's enough better. He's just going to lift the blot. And with 4 back, I mean, this seems like a pretty unpleasant cube to receive. I guess there's play. But yeah, I'm not loving it either way. So I think at the score, I'm still sending this to. Double sixes. What were the numbers on that? Yeah, 22-11. So getting close to the take pass borderline, maybe at normal scores. Double sixes. What can these do? They can hit loose on the 5 if we want, but then we've used 3 of our 6s, so that seems a little weak. Making the 7-point seems amazing. I think we just make the bar point and figure out what to do with the other 2 and run one of the checkers. That would be my play, but he's going to spend it all getting to try to prevent the advanced anchor. Yeah, okay. Close idea. Of course, I looked at that as well. 5-4. He decides he's going to make the anchor anyway. Now he has the ace-5 game, which pretty weak. He'll want to try to find a way off the 24 sooner than later. And this is not one of the exceptional positions where it looks like it can work out to me. One 5 gets to hit, and the 5 can be down. Okay, sure. I don't see any better options there, and no good opportunity to improve the situation on the 24 there. The extra checker back might help him, though. If he can enter on the 23, then he's slotted a 2-5 game instead of the ugly 1-5, and he does. I think the 6 could come out to the 18, actually, for that reason, if it really wanted to as well, but maybe we just bring it down. That's like the first back game play that I'm thinking of. And 3-1. I think this wants to prevent that anchor on the deuce, maybe. We have some spare timing to work with and don't want to let our opponent play their full role, so I'm tempted to hit 6-2 here. Wow, that's big overplay, though. We can just play down 13-9. Okay. Our opponent has slightly better board than us, I guess, as part of that. 2-3 gets to hit twice. Beautiful shot for Radu. And a 4-1, beautiful entry from the roof as well. Pretty incredible to hit and get both in. Otherwise, he was on the back foot there and at some risk of being even... White could go forward in this position. 5-6 is going to enter and just immediately hop out. I like that play. What else do we have? Just trying to keep our checkers mobile and keep the double anchor game viable. 3-4 is going to escape with tempo. I think the other wants to stay up. He just wants his checkers mobile. Don't allow for any counterplay. I like this play quite a bit. And a fan, not so bad. Would love to enter on that deuce, though. 3-6. Is Afshin going to try to wrestle him off that deuce again? Now he has to give up the 8 to do it, so that feels pretty big. Not clear that he actually wants to... I guess I think he wants to hit because this checker on the 11 actually represents good timing. If he can enter, it's a playable checker right now where it rates to get stuck behind structure when we hit it. So I don't think we have that usual timing concern of considering not hitting here. And yeah, he can actually slot the back just to mess up his timing when he enters and hops to the outfield. I like that. Very pure play, even against the strong board. I'd probably get tricked into just lifting here too. Feels like it reinforces the 8 and gets ready to attack on the deuce, things like that. So I think I like the play he found. Double aces. Okay, this is a dream roll for Radu. gets to establish the 23, and now he's got to have his option between an ace-deuce game or a deuce-5 game, depending on which he can time. So making the 23 for sure, and then the last ace I'm not so sure about. I guess we'd like to keep playable 6s back on the 24 there, so he just chooses to break. I think I like this idea. So he's actually thinking about offense here and just like switching, I guess, is the idea. But yeah, I really think we need to establish that with how far down we are in the race. I like his play. I'm not sure what the machine likes better. We can check on that real quick. Oh, we should just hit 5 to 4 after making it. I love that. That's a fun back game play. Okay. That's 2. Can play into the 6 and 1 down, and we're bearing in nicely. And it looks like with this roll, we're getting close to enough timing to play a 1-2 game. But ideally what Radu's looking for here is to roll a 6 to get the, or a 1-5-4-2 kind of thing, just to get the checker on the 24 moving. That's the biggest liability right now. 6-1, fine roll for that. And the ace can be wherever, sure. 6 to 5 or 7 to 6, I don't really mind. I guess this saves a 6 might be important. And 5-3, okay, it has contact with the midpoint that wants to be cleared right now too. So I guess we can just give up the 9 and have one less point to deal with later and wait on the midpoint here. Oh wow, we should keep it though and break the mid right now instead before our opponent's ready apparently. Keep some structure there too. That again seems like the typical sort of back game play, but this just feels a little different to me. And like when our opponent hits, they aren't so stuck behind prime, so I don't really want to give them the volunteer the option to go forward already. And I can still get lucky enough to bring it home safely from the mid if I roll doubles or something like that after I just clear the 9. So very understandable play for me. And how's the timing now? 92 pips, so a little bit under time for the ace-deuce. But I think no need to come off it quite yet. But I'm not sure. If he like rolls a 6 next roll or something like that, I don't know if he's more likely to leave the 20 or the 24. Probably the 24 here, I would say. 6-5 looks mostly forced. 6 down for sure. And then the 5 can either stay out there for another blot or link up. I don't really know how it helps us too much to play 8-3. And first triple shot for Radu. See if he can find a deuce 5 or 6. I mean, it's not gin when he hits. But I'm surprised he's not thinking about I guess the recube is something here too, given that he's trailing in the score. Hits from the back checker, I love it. Clearly not going to be timed now after hitting. So the deuce 5 will be his game. And even if this first forward attempt doesn't work, he's still got a lot of game after this. I think 2 enters, and I think the ace still wants to hit. Rather than like misplacing checkers, things like that. Might bias the time to escape, I like it. I'm curious what is, okay, still clear no double before that, clear underdog. 3-6 fans, ooh, unfortunate, okay. So Afshin with a moment to maybe get away with this, 6-5-3 combos to attack on the ace. Maybe it's worth hitting on the ace here, just to keep buying time and try to make sure he doesn't reestablish that 24. I guess, I mean, we don't have to have another blot involved, so maybe it's an overplay, I don't know. They're very close ideas. Wins more gammons to go to the ace, okay. Maybe that would be the play at a normal score, but we're doing something a little bit different with the lead. Yeah, I like this play, even if it's like technically a little bit off. I think it just thematically makes a lot of sense in this position. Not devastating when we get hit with an ace. We don't like it when he rolls an ace anyway, and this might make our ride home a lot easier. So the 2-1, love to be stepping up with that, but I think we're going to cover instead, and no ace after that other than 8-7, a little bit unfortunate. 5-3, cannot hit. It can hit on the deuce, and we have another blot to shoot at. So on a fan, this is interesting. I wonder if I could adjust enough at the... He's not even going to think about it. With the second checker back, that might be too much to play for black. This is interesting to me. Okay. I'm crazy. He's still losing a ton of gammons here. Maybe at a sensitive score that really cancels gammons, it'd be worth it. Not here, though. 6-4, 2 out. So what is he going to need to get to improve this enough to have a cube? That's not it. A hit and a cover the 7 is a beautiful shot. Oh, he's just going to lift it? Why don't we want the asset? Interesting. Yeah, I guess they're really close. I guess he doesn't want to have to clear the bar point against the 23 later. So fine idea. Just take this moment to clear it. But I feel like we might want that to help our blot back on the 23 get home. All right. Five, 4. Only one way to play it without leaving shots. I think we'll find that. The clock doesn't like to fit in the Jeffrey Parker board. The Jeffrey Parker is too nice for that little leaf clock. That's the issue. We need a luxury one. A luxury clock, not a luxury clock stand, maybe. 5-1 is going to bury a checker to the ace and 4-3. These Jeffrey Parker boards are beautiful, though. I can't wait to ask Andrew. I think he's going to join me on stream before the finals. But I don't know if the players actually get one of these, like, win one for winning the tournament. They may. But they're a pleasure to play on. The entire playing surface, everything, all leather, checkers, leather, with metal rims on them. Super high quality board. All of them made custom. I think this just has to... We always just run, regardless of shots, pretty much. Wow, what is this? We clear instead? I don't understand. I just don't want to give up my timing. I guess we're actually happy to clear the 8 points safely. That can get us closer home on the ride. Or closer on the ride home, I guess. So, okay. That makes some sense. I wasn't really looking for that opportunity there. Ace, 5 has to bury. Ugh. Things are getting grim for black. And now the cube's coming with the priming potential. And it's a pass already. Wow, I wasn't even thinking about this necessarily. This is a very strong find. And it's always so tempting with 81 pips in the race to think, well, maybe I can just scramble out of this and win the race still. But big risk of cracking and just very hard to actually get past all these containment checkers. So well done, Radu, to turn that one around and win 2 points and even the match out at 7-away, 7-away. All right, a 6-4 to open. I can't remember if Afshin is the pointing type. He is, okay. And a 6-5 gets to run. I can't remember how close. It's always interesting to see how close the splitting play comes on those. Easy for that to be correct in the opening. Or, not in the opening, but early. Running is not the greatest roll. It's just the best we can do with that 6-5 and happens to escape a checker completely. Sometimes contact is called for. All right. Slight racing lead. I think we're just keeping it simple and running. If we were down, maybe we would bring the 2 down to contain onto the 11. Ooh, Radu hits with a huge shot. Makes the 5 point as well. Big pressure on this position. If he doesn't enter, I think we have a cube already. Maybe we do even when he does. I don't know. I guess only ahead 8 pips and still having to escape. Maybe this is too much work, but he's got huge board advantage. It can't be too bad, I don't think. I guess the market losers most clearly are probably 6-2 and 5-3, of course. But a 6-5 escaping is fine. Maybe a 6-1 making a priming point. Big sets. Yeah, I don't mind this cube at all, and it's barely even a take. Wow, okay. Snaps it up. Feels like with 1 back, I would have been under that impression too, that 1 back was plenty of work to do. But it's hard to overestimate how strong the rack is. Ace-5. Okay, that's going to save a lot of play. Making the 24 point quickly, and has the timing to keep it and fill in his board and wait for shots late. Shouldn't be at risk of too many gammons now. 6 comes around and probably into the 6. He's a little afraid of leaving fly shots. I guess how bad does your opponent want to... Yeah, I think we can just spread out and try to make important points instead. I like this play. Before our opponent's board gets any stronger, you know? Double fours is going to make it scary to leave shots from now on, now that he's got the 5 point. There's some quick turnarounds from there. And 5-3. Looks like I think we want to bring 2 checkers in. Just well-placed builders for making the 3 point. Why not? They're good spares when we actually get in for bear off too. And I think, like I said, I'm just done wanting to leave fly shots now that the board's gotten a little stronger. Wants to look at making the 10 point, but the 10 point's not really helping us all that much. If my opponent wanted to run for some reason, maybe that would be better. But it's not communicating with the 3 point, not helping us build much. It just looks kind of like a wasted point that we're just going to clear quickly. And this looks like it has the most building potential. So nice find by Radu, I think. And 3-1 can slot the next point. Sure, sure. Oh, he wants to play the ace there instead. Thinking about racing distribution maybe might be what's going on there. But I think building the board and getting ready for contact is the only way we're winning this. So yeah, there we go. Finds the best play in the end. I like it. And 6-3. Another builder in the zone. 5-3-2-1 combos to make the 3 point next roll. 5-2 is going to start the next point and slot the one after it. And 6-2 still can't make the 3 point or the bar point. So he's going to clear the 8 instead of volunteering a shot on the mid or anything. Prudent, I think, against the strong board that black has. But there's some early winning chances here. If Afshin can catch a spare blot around. 3-1, okay, that's going to solve a lot of problems. Still has to clear the mid, but likely going to have to leave some 6 fly shots to do it. I think it's better to give up the mid here. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm confused. I don't know. I'm quite stumped. So we can leave an ace up there. That's wild. Okay. I mean, the problem is that, like, we don't like to make our board impure should we get the shot on a 6-5 or something like this. Because now when we hit, he has that turnaround potential. So maybe it's better to leave something some other way. Ace 5 is hitting for sure, though. And which 5? I don't know. I guess we can get on double fours and give a super joker instead. Why not? I don't really mind either too much. And needs to close out. So the nice thing here about this too, if Afshin can close the 4, he's not under as much pressure as usual to roll 6s quickly. Never mind about this plan, by the way. Radu just going to pick up all the checkers. I don't even know why I'm worrying about it. But there's always this potential against a single checker back to crash and roll through and still have the time to escape off that ace points after things go poorly even. 4-1 is going to start sweeping up blots, I guess 6-5 probably to make our 6s work and keep as much room as possible to pick up that extra blot. Better distribution. I like that play. Lots of small themes coming together to call for the 6-5 there. And 6-5 going to make its way into board. Okay, pretty nice distribution looking for Radu here. The only issue with it will be those 2 checkers on the 2. A little bit too front-loaded there, so if we can find some deuces along the way, that might help him fix that. 5-3, not so much, but it prepares the 6 to be cleared. Has the disaster 6-5 coming up, nothing to do about that. But otherwise, we should have opportunities to clear safely. I think what he did was turned out to be legal. He just did it goofy. Yeah, he just did it with the wrong checkers. 1, 2, 3. Did he? Oh, am I crazy? No, I don't know. There we go. (5-1). I liked his play originally too. Maybe he did actually find the best play, legal one, and then realized he encountered it illegally. 2-1, I guess, can just come in. Why not? We're not trying to save a 6. We want to run with another checker. So I think slotting is a fine idea too. We do want that ready in case we get the contact. So maybe he's right to do that. I don't know. I'm confused by it. Decides to just bring it in instead. 6-1 leaves a shot. And he reduces by playing 6 to 5 as well, so only 4 is going to hit for now. 3-2 is a miss, and we're burying a checker. Ooh, what was he supposed to do that was better? That's interesting. This play seemed really clear to me. This is forced and not too bad. 6 to 4, 5 to 2. Oh, yeah, we can slot as well instead. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a little better. 5-2 gets to run one of the spares. Oh, he has a thing to think about now with, do I want to create threes? Usually against the even stack, we don't like to as much. But if you can get that stack on the 4-point down to 3 checkers, then the threes are going to be forced to leave a double shot. And that tends to be the time to open up from the 24 and create a new number. It doesn't look like that's going to be as relevant now, because he's closed that gap. Oh, he decides to slot. Yeah, good find there. Okay. Actually, wanted him to do that earlier. 2-3. So now he is odd and has the option. But again, like the 2s are probably just going to play off the other points. So I don't see how it helps too much. I think we just stay on the points, unless we're trying to save backgammons or we don't get an option. All right, looking for non-2 numbers. All of those will leave a shot. 5-4. First try. And he might still get to hang out for the coup classique. He's a bit front-loaded for it. Hard to find the time to recirculate and all these things, but 1 is going for sure. Can't cover, but we could have gotten into direct covering range. Maybe that would be a little bit better to play 13 to 10 there. 6-5, 2 off. So yeah, I'm really not sure what he's supposed to do here. If he should stay to try to get the double shot with the usual coup classique, or if it might not be worth it. Well, he can't get off either way, so this he'll stay on for sure. But it's not clear that, I mean, it's very hard to pick up the second checker when we don't have an open 24-point and a prime to let our opponent back in and recirculate and things like that. And 5-1 is going to hit in addition to escaping. So kind of off the backgammon. I guess double 4s will create some problems. Maybe he actually didn't need to hop out with the 5 and should just get into range of covering or something like this. I don't really know. We've got a 4-1. Okay. Pressure's on. 0-point board. Black will be entering, looking for a 4 from the roof. 1-6, no such luck. What is the best way to deal with this? We don't want to bury a checker. If we make the 18, what happens? Not much. I don't really know. This one, I don't have any. I guess just making the 18 is all I really see here. But I mean, there's no way to get a double shot. I hate hiding the blot behind. Oh, we have the banana split. Should have thought of that. That's a fun play here. Of course, of course. It's desperate. Our opponent's about to leave. We still have a way better board. When we go for it, we don't bury a checker. So if ever a banana split was called for, that was the place. Embarrassed with my lack of sharpness on that one. 4 is going to come back. 0-point board. I think we can just play 18 to 12. Go ahead and hit us with an ace. I want to make sure I have a double shot when you roll big. This was wrong too. Why? Maybe there's some blocking point to make, but I don't really see it. Unless it was blocking sets. Oh, how did I miss? Oh, he hits with the ace first. I see. Yeah, that must reduce shots, I guess. Turns him into indirects. What were you supposed to do with that? 21. He should make the 18 to block the 7. Interesting. Okay. Maybe it saves some backgammons. Oh, yeah. This is going to lose a lot of backgammons. I see the problem now. Oh, boy. This is a sweat for Afshin. I think he's right to make the... Oh, I would have expected for sure that we make the 24, but he's supposed to step up and just, like, get hit more often? Interesting. I don't understand this. This much blocks some numbers, right? 5-3, off for the backgammon. Wow. Big 6-point game for Radu. Going straight on to Crawford. 7 away, 1 away. And all that hurts to lose a backgammon in a short match like this. Hardly fair. That's a big swing. Tough for Afshin there. Missed some opportunities to apparently save more of those too, but I mean, very understandable. And still needs some incredibly lucky dice to get there, Radu does, so. It's a cruel game. Punishes us all at once. Big swings like that. But it's fun and interesting too. That's what makes it exciting, I guess. Cool. We got a bunch of people hanging out for the final stream now. So this is the Fighters final now. The winner of this is going to go on to a 13-point match against Len Brown, I do believe, who is our undefeated finalist, I'm pretty sure. And that'll just be a true final where we'll play one match. And that'll determine your winner of the RAC London Open. For 3. Gammon's not worth anything at this Ottaway Crawford score, but I still like this hit. And given that we have not unstacked the 8 to do it, I think the split along with it is fine for winning. 5-6 hops in and just tries to run to the outfield for lack of a better 6. Okay, I enjoy that. 2-4. Cannot cover. Can make the anchor and hit, though. Okay, I like that. I guess it could hit and, like, yeah, I don't think we want to spend the deuce switch into the ace. Never mind. Only there was a 4 that hit in the outfield instead. Man, Radu put some power into those rolls, those shakes. I enjoy that. Deuce 6. What can we do? I don't see any better options than slotting the 5, so I guess why not? No real good 6s available anywhere on the board. 3-5 is going to miss. Can make a board point, though. So, sure, we'll go for that. And black with some structural advantage, I would still say. I was expecting him to make the 5 point, but he doesn't, so maybe not. Another just ugly 6. What do we do with this? It looks like it has to come down 13-7, and then what the heck 5 do we like? We can make another blot hitting on the 3 or the ace, or just hop out to the 18. We're down in the race already, so I think with no punishment for gammons, we can just start mixing it up. I think I like this. I think the biggest play is 13 down and 8-3, and why not try it? This kind of score. As long as we play down 13-7, we're doing well, is what XG is telling us here. All right, good. So he seems to see that too. Very nice bold play. I like this. And a 2-2 return. That is going to hit twice, or no, hit once and make the point. It can hit 3 times. Isn't it better to send 3 blots back? I don't know. I would assume so, but okay, he finds the best of it. Yeah, they're very close. With no gammons, I guess just the structure is a little bit better. 3-6 is going to fan, okay. And a 4-1 we have, okay. And what does this do? Oh, it hits another one and slots. And then it looks like, oh, a 2-3 to establish the anchor. Very nice. Okay. 4-1. Can switch, I guess. Not that strong. We don't really need the anchor either, though. So, yeah, you'd rather use the 4 for mobility, 18-14 there. I like that play. And 5-1. What is this going to do now? Finally gets to make the 5 point. Beautiful. Excited about that roll, I'm sure. And 4-2 gets to cover. Okay, beautiful shot. That's a nice consolidating roll and looking pretty good in this Crawford game, but a little bit for everyone. I think there's plenty of timing for black to play this 2-5 game now that they're in. And still has a checker back too, so it could potentially go forward in this game. And 2-1. Sees the light and brings the checker down, okay. Offers the 6 to come off the anchor a little bit early. See if his opponent wants to take him up on it. And we have double 4s to follow up with now. The blocking point, I guess. Yeah, that makes some sense. We could play 2 more down. 1 more down seems a little strange, though. We're giving up our timing bank. I'm not sure about this. 22. I thought about this. I don't think I could pull the trigger on this play. But quite an interesting option to just come out 20-16 and keep as much forward structure as possible. All right, so he's going to, by hitting on the midpoint now, so we're always worried about like the timing issue of recirculating checkers. But it could come in deep, and it already represents good timing where it is. So I like this decision to hit. Could cause his opponent to immediately have to like break some structure. But just running must be pretty strong too. I don't know. What is the preference was to run there? Okay. Both good plays is the problem there, and it gets very difficult to compare when you have two very good options. 4-6 gets to hop out for mobility. We can see some of the problem of Radu's play is that he's out of flexibility. So he is at risk of a bad entry and kind of having to release some point that he's not ready to release yet. 5-1. Maybe, I mean, this could just play quiet, but I don't really mind just making the 4 points and getting ready to attack that lone checker back either. Maybe it's too big, but how can it be too big with the back game? Let's just be fine. Oh, that's a back game play. Hitting and slotting the 4. I love that. Oh, we could also come around and just slot, but I think all these totally fine, yeah. The one that wins the most is hitting a bunch. That's so interesting to me. 9-3 is close up there too. Similar idea to the rest of the plays. Ace in, 5 around. And in the exchange, Afshin has shifted Radu's checker a little further back, a little further from escape. So it seems like an improvement to me. 5 could come off the anchor to hit, but I think it's a little too early, so I think we should cover the 3 and come around and try to contain the outfield. Still count on our double anchor game winning when our opponent does escape. Oh, we can make the 4 instead and keep it pure. Okay, okay. That does seem a little stronger. Uh-oh. Hope we don't lose our connection in the room too long. We'll see what happens when they come back. But I'm still connected on my OBS side and streaming to you guys, so I think my connection's fine. Seems like something's going on with the stream from the playroom, but we'll try to catch up with that soon. Oh, there we go. There we go. What did we miss? We might have to make some guesses here. What did 5-4 end up doing? Oh, it's thinking about hitting twice? Oh, it does go for a double hit. Okay, okay. Got it, got it. So we're catching up some. Maybe the computer's struggling or something like that. I don't know. On their side. Sorry for the technical difficulties on the stream side. But it looks like it's going slow enough that we're getting to catch up and not missing anything. Is this double aces? Interesting. And what does it do? It links one up. It covers, is the idea. All right, all right. And what do we have here? Looks like it's going to be aces. But it's still spinning. No one knows for sure. What a sweat. Oh, you guys get to see the spinning wheel on the struggling stream too. That's funny. Okay, so after we do this, I think I don't think I can leave the loose blot on the 5 point. So maybe I want to continue on to the 4, but no, okay, we should play pure here. That's a difficult decision. I mean, I know we don't want to just let him make the 5. Okay, okay. Stream dropped here. So we'll have to see how we can reconnect real quick here. But I'll put you on break real quick while we figure that out. Thank you.
tell me she's the one.
Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here, back with another interview, this time with Zdeniak Ziska Masayuki Mochizuki, a.k.a. Mochi.
Hi.
Hi, Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazer here with another interview with another backgammon community star in Simon Paget.
Difficult positions you have to figure out over the board.
Mhm.
You understand what I mean? And it's sometimes it's not easy, and it's like you have to be sharp.
I mean, the worst player in my first 5 or 6 rounds was like PR5. So I was like, my God, what a day. But then, I mean, the luck turned on the other side. So it was super exciting. And it was one of my best weeks. I mean, the most exciting.
You really get to win, or the guy goes, but what if he hits me back? And I go, but what if he anchors? You know what I mean? Like the fear isn't getting hit back. The fear is him anchoring, you know? And Sanders said that in an interview. And I go, I've been telling people this in lessons for years. I'm like, if he anchors on the 24 point, the guy might end up winning 20% of the games then and there.
What changed? How did you figure out that it was a game worth playing and studying?
Then, maybe I was 17 years old. I accidentally found a book at a bookstore, which is a backgammon strategy book.
Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here with another position analysis video. This one is about recube action against the three-way player. So trailing against that and how to find these aggressive cubes. It's something that I've covered in my book, but this is a position I got tricked by over the board playing doubles in San Antonio. This is a banana split kind of decision. If you're not familiar with that decision, it's deciding to break a point in your board to hit. Sometimes it's urgent enough to do that. Sometimes that's the best path forward. We saw Sander make a cool play like that in the UBC finals. Maybe we do tempo hit here, right? To prevent the building? Yeah, another common opening where this is something that makes sense to do against these builders in the outfield. Are going to create a lot of different good productive roles for our opponents. And if we do too little with that, then too many of our opponents' rolls are good. Hopping out doesn't seem like it gains me that much, but I don't want to give him tempo while escaping. But making the 5. All right, I think we have the feedback here, y'all. Let me update things real quick on my side. This is up as quick as we can go. So we're coming back to the same game we were in, I think. Same score line. 7 away, 1 away, right? So this devolved as back games too. We'll probably pick it up from the rest there and just save that. Let me get the player cam on here too. Yeah, sorry about that. Internet outage over at the hotel. Sometimes nothing you can do about that. Let me see if maybe we'll catch up on the transcription. But it looks like Radu was able to start bearing off from this position, if you see kind of where we ended with the transcription on the XG feed there. And now he's trying to scramble around. But yeah, Afshin has also cracked his board already. So no chance of closing out. So it looks like Radu likely to win the match from here, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, depending who you are. Less backgammon, though. That's what I meant. Unlucky moment. Four two comes around. Six five is in. And okay, so we're back to the bear off. Looking like a likely ride, like easy ride home for Afshin here. Wow, it's running from the... Nice. We're running the stream. Okay. Afshin going to let it go, and that's going to be Radu, your winner. Or Radu, sorry. Going on to face Len Brown in the finals. So I'm still coordinating with people over on the other side here. We'll just get it in action, resign, and unfortunately I won't have the full transcription for him, but good enough. What can I do about that? And so we'll be back shortly with the overall final. Maybe we'll take a second to figure out the internet in the room and things like that and talk to Andrew. But I will send you back to break briefly. But there you are. The Fighters Bracket finalist is Radu Ciortan. Going to go take on Len Brown. Should be an exciting final. Please hang around for that. We'll be back soon. Hi, everybody. Nick Blazier here, back with another interview, this time with Zdenya Gziska Masayuki Mochizuki, a.k.a. Mochi.
Hi.
Hi, Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazier here with another interview with another... Positions are funky. Okay. Hi, everybody. Nick Blazier back here, and on the line with me, I've got in the tournament room the director and organizer of the RAC London Open, Andrew Selby. What do you got to say?
Good evening from London, and good evening from the Royal Automobile Club. First and foremost, a huge thanks to you, Nick. I'd say to you and your team, but you're a one-man army.
Thank you.
And thanks to anyone that is viewing and will be viewing, I'm sure, in the future to look back at these wonderful games. A few thanks from my end beyond Nick. A second one for sure to his poor girlfriend who has suffered on her birthday for us having stolen him. So, as I say, I take all the punishment coming my way for that.
But you wrote a beautiful poem about this already. I thought...
Well,
so infinite thanks.
That private education was worth a few quid.
It meant a lot to her. I appreciate that.
Well, listen, it means a lot to us, genuinely. And as you know, we look forward to seeing you as our physical guest at the big UK Open at the end of August. And that should be a lot of fun. You and I will actually co-host and TD that event. So that should be a blast.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. On this one, a few thanks to the Royal Automobile Club. To those of you that do know it, you'll know it's a very prestigious club, very old, set in English spirit. It's wonderful. They've opened the doors to us. 160 people a day have come through. I have to say, I think we have overreached as tournament directors in providing as big a fare of backgammon as we have. But we're getting to the business end now, and we'll breathe a huge sigh of relief in the next few hours. Beyond that, Jeffrey Parker, who have kindly sponsored the event and the board that you are seeing the players play on, and have helped finance this. It's wonderful. The UKBGF for their continued support. And I would say my backroom staff, but I call them my front room staff because truthfully, they are the engine room of this whole event. And David Potter, Jill Gibbs are equally a two-man army to your one, Nick. So between the three of you and Mate, who's helped on the streaming, we've got there. A few thrills and spills along the way. You're about to see, finally, thank goodness, the final. It's two stalwarts of the English game, I say. Radu Ciortan, who is very well known this side. He's a Romanian player living in London, very well known all over the world. Wonderfully enthusiastic backgammon player and always brings unbelievable energy to the room. So I'm thrilled that he's in the final. And he'll be playing Len Brown. Len is living in the UK, of Australian origin, but has been in the UK backgammon fabric for many, many years. I have the pleasure of playing with him on a regular basis in our little Ealing PR club. So really, really thrilled for him. This will mean so much. This is the final of, obviously now, dare I say, London's most prestigious event, and certainly up there in the UK with one of the, if not the most prestigious event, the UK Open, very definitely still being the big one. So great. I'm going to hand you back, Nick, to you. I don't know if there's anything you want me to answer, but
one big question.
Once again,
I keep wondering all weekend. Does someone win this Jeffrey Parker board, or where does that go after this?
No, I'm not going to bore the viewers with the details, but Jeffrey Parker and I have agreed that rather than a voucher this year, which was what they were going to kindly donate because they came on board late in the day, not their fault, the board will actually be the prize next year.
Okay. Awesome.
So this year, we didn't advertise with the board, so we all agreed let's use it for next year as a big part of the promotion of the event.
I love it. It's a beautiful board, man. That's so exciting.
Oh yeah, listen, we both know they are a class apart at high-end backgammon boards.
Well, okay. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Elliot, Millie, big thanks.
Yeah. That's great, man. I think that's all I really
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to cut off my dulcet tones, pass you back across to Nick. Nick, final thanks. Obviously, we'll catch up quietly when you've had a well-earned rest in the next day or two. And I'm just going to pass back to you, and I will get the players up and ready to start.
Excellent. I'll be waiting here for you. Thank you so much,
Thank
Andrew.
You.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye, man. All right, there you have it. Your tournament director, Andrew Selby, filling us in on the finals and the whole tournament layout. Super exciting stuff. Can't wait to get going with that. Should be a pretty strong matchup here, too. Let me get we've got the playroom on here, too. Okay, I got to switch over to that, too. You can see the players saying hi to each other. Oh, I forgot to ask about the prize information. I don't know what's up top, but they probably are playing for, the difference in a few €1,000 at least. So fairly high stakes match. So a lot of times, got to get the paper and the pencil out there, talk about how we want to hedge this, what happens when I lose, when I win, all this kind of stuff. Making some good deals, I'm sure. But yeah, okay. Otherwise, they're all saying, oh, they don't want to do this on camera, maybe? That's fine. Okay. There's a beautiful RAC, the Royal Automobile Club. You see in the background is their play. No one's going to get to take the board home this year, but next year's winner, apparently. That's exciting stuff. We should be back on the match soon. It sounds like about 10 minutes. So maybe that's enough time to run some stuff for a little bit. But yeah, we'll be right back. So glad to have Andrew on the stream talking about this too. And we'll be going with the final coming up quick. Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here, back with another interview, this time with Zdeněk Ziska, Masayuki Mochizuki, a.k.a. Mochi.
Hi.
Hi, Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazer here with another interview with another backgammon community star in Simon Parchet.
Difficult positions you have to figure out over the board.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? It's sometimes it's not easy, and it's like you have to be sharp.
I mean, the worst player in my first 5 or 6 rounds was like PR5. So I was like, oh my God, what a day. But then, I mean, the luck turned on the other side. So it was super exciting. And it was one of my best weeks. I mean, the most exciting.
You really get to win, or the guy goes, but what if he hits me back? And I go, but what if he anchors? You know what I mean? Like the fear isn't getting hit back. The fear is him anchoring, and Sanders said that in an interview. And I go, I've been telling people this in lessons for years. I'm like, if he anchors on the 24 point, the guy might end up winning 20% of the games then and there.
What changed? How did you figure out that it was a game worth playing and studying?
Then, maybe I was 17 years old. I accidentally found a book at a bookstore, which is a backgammon strategy book.
Hi, everybody. Nick Blazer here with another position analysis video. This one is about recube action against the 3. All right, you can see the players getting ready to start there. We'll be going any minute now. Once again, that's Andrew Selby in the background. We got Len Brown on the left, Australia residing in UK. Radu Ciortan, Romanian residing in UK. It's all technically UK, I guess, but we got their flags of origin up on the commentary scene there too. But yeah, we're going to get started with this 13-point final very quickly. Super excited. They've both been playing really strong. Seem like, by the end of the tournaments, the cream tends to rise to the top. And I think both players, very deserving players, of making this final. Seem to have earned their way there. If you want to go see some of the match files from matches we streamed from them, you can find those on the drive link in the video description here. So I'm sharing all those out too. All kinds of good information in there. You can find the Backgammon Workshop, Julian Fetterlein and Seb Wilkinson's teaching site. You can find links to Jeffrey Parker, UK BGF, Backgammon London Club. All these sponsors are available on there in the drive link, are in the video description link. So please do browse through that and go visit everyone. And please do subscribe to my channel and like these videos if you're really enjoying this stuff. I appreciate that a lot. It's nice to see it growing, getting somewhere where maybe I can do more with that and have more options for additional tournament streaming in the future. What I'm trying to build overall, you know? It's been kind of like a happy experiment doing this remote commentary work and figuring out what I can pull off from my bedroom here, you know? It feels like it's going pretty well. And yeah, so we should get started soon. They still have the unique time controls for this tournament of 1.5 minutes per point instead of 2 minutes per point. So that totals up to 19:30 of bank on the clock with a 12-minute delay. And I'm going to hop over to the board to make sure we don't miss any of the action as they get started. And yeah, after a long weekend of backgammon, it looks like it's all coming down to these two. I'm excited to see how it ends. Yeah, the brackets are in the video description too. So go browse through those and you can see their paths here. All the different difficult competition that each has had to knock off on their way here. I think the Radu had to knock off some tough opponents in Chris Bray on his way to this fighter's side of the bracket. Then Afshin in the last match that you saw up as well too. Len, I know we've had on stream defeating some very tough opponents too. Hiding something under the scoreboard there. Nothing shady going on. All right. Looks like we're about to be off. Yay, I get there off from Andrew as well. Here we go. The finals, y'all. Been waiting for it all week. All weekend, fine. All right, a 5-1 to open. That's for the standard splitting play. Two 2-1 tends to split in response, I think. Oh, I forgot about this 5-1 split. Goes for the major instead. That's an easy one to miss. Just after the ace split, there's all those 9s that hit in the outfield as well. So you just give too many numbers to your opponent, I guess, is a big piece of the idea. However, you want to remember the openings. They're all marginal, so I don't know if our logic is actually right or anything, but we tell ourselves some story to remember it. 5-4 gets to come around and make a blocking point. Looks pretty nice. And black already looking to try to consolidate a racing lead. Lead and brown playing those black checkers on bottom. Radu playing the white checkers on top and creating a nice board point. Start generating some counterplay here. 4-2 can make another point behind. I don't think he's in a big rush to run from the back so much that he needs to avoid that big improvement. And likes to pressure the extra blot behind too, so the goalkeeper has to think twice about staying. 6 is not so good here. So I think after we play down, well, he can play 2 down and hope to make the better point. But maybe we should just tempo hit, given that we have to leave the direct shot anyway. Oh, this guy asking how much I think style will shine through here. So interesting that the slot is always that much better. Okay, Radu knows this though. Yeah, I think at this level, both players are trying. Well, I know Radu is trying to play pretty accurate. I think he is, like the bot, and tends to be pretty close. But within that, he still finds sort of like stylistic tendencies, you know? So I think that starts to show up, and maybe I'll point those out as they come across if I notice any. And Len, I'm not sure like what his level of play and study is or anything like that, but I felt like I was picking things up in earlier matches too. Maybe some like adjustment to match play, like that wasn't exactly happening. So yeah, like maybe he's just kind of like got a general knowledge of the game, but hasn't studied as much with the bot. And we'll maybe notice some plays like that over the board. But I thought his checkers were really sharp, if I remember right. Okay, 5s are, wow, the blitz seems so automatic, but he should run along with it. Okay, 2-6 is going to hit from the bar. There was a ton swinging on that roll. A fan could have led to a cube maybe, but instead black back in the driver's seat. Can't hit from the roof either, so I guess 7-3 is the only 4 we have. Really ugly stuff. But yeah, as far as like player preferences, I don't really see too many players successfully steering the games into the game plan they prefer. I know like my name that comes to mind is David Todd as someone who tries, but I don't even know if he can successfully generate a back game every game he plays, you know? Too much of this game just depends on what the dice give you. So there's a lot of it regardless of what we're trying to do. This feels like the natural play to just play around for lack of options. Maybe it's nice to stay in front of the anchor and challenge a point to break there, but then we're not closer to home and we can like miss getting home again. 21 pip lead, extra checkers back. Pretty decent board. He could be pausing to think about the cube here. And he's already got a pass if he wants it, but gonna skate by, okay. So I don't know if I would call this a tendency, but maybe not aware of some like technicalities or like, maybe not like super refined with the cube or something like this too. That could be. 4-5 with the racing lead, waiting to get in a good cube, just wants to play behind to the ace, I do believe. Yeah, that seems like the play to me. Annoying. We were looking for something better. What can you do? You play what the dice give you? Ace 4. Okay, so this is a rare situation where I think having the 20 and the 18 together is pretty clearly strong. We have great, easy take contact with the... Oh, he's not sure about it. Okay, he hasn't actually made the play. But, I mean, once we have that, it feels like I'm not even sure my opponent has a double anymore, where I was, like, on the verge of passing last time because all the blots around and things like that and gammon threats. Gammon threats are reduced greatly, and our wins go up a ton in challenging our opponent to clear the midpoint successfully. So this could still be a racing cube, but it doesn't feel nearly as strong at this point. And yeah, it has gotten to the take side. Maybe this is looking more simple and like positions Len has seen before, and has a feel that the cube should be coming, and he's going to get it in. Could be that he decided to slow play it a little bit and take one roll. So maybe he actually, I mean, it could be that he knows the cube very well and just like has a preference like some players for forcing games to play out a little more and thought he might be close to too good, and so happily took a roll there. 3-2. This gets to just play quietly behind 2, looking for some way to safely clear, or hoping our opponent gets overrun and can't keep all their structure in place. And so the problem with the 20 and the 18 is that we have way too much timing and checkers like trapped in the same place here. And it seems to always come down to this, where one of them has to go. It's not really comfortable to leave with either of them once that time comes. But this position kind of feels like the 20 point is the one that wants to go. But maybe not. This must get gammoned less even when it gets hit. I don't know. I don't want to be attacked behind. I think I would just run around the bend here. Seems like it keeps maximum contact, and I want to keep the contact at the midpoint. And I can still imagine getting gammoned a lot. But he's going to go off the 18 instead, thinking that, well, at least I can't get closed out and won't get gammoned that way. But we'll see. This can still result in a lot of gammons if Radu fans a couple times here. 3-3. All right, the 5-3, I guess it can clear the 9 point. Might be the strongest thing it's got. We don't really need all that much help from the midpoint anymore. And if we play the 3 down, if we play the 5 down, we have no 3. So there's not really a good way to safety the blot on the mid anyway. So yeah, I think I like this play. And 4-6 fans again. And 2-1 cannot get the safety, but it can play 13-12 and get a little bit closer. And then just 8-6 to prepare to bring the 8 point in as well. I like that play a lot. Now he is in direct range of landing on the 6 point as well. But going to come through the numbers. So apparently he's got like the feel for going through tactics here too. He's going to think about how all the rolls play after each one. Takes some technical play to think that deeply about it. So I was talking about with Julian, I tend to just find strategic plays instead and not worry too much about exactly how all the sequences work out. But, I mean, if you've got the capacity to do it, you can find some better plays once in a while with that. 5-2. Looks like it's going to finally bring the blot home. We make an awkward 5 stack on the 6 if we come in, so there's something to be said for 6-4, but I think I just want to be closer to clearing the 8 and bearing off, so I like this decision to come in. And 4-2 finally enters. And let's see if Len can point on head now. Gammon discussion back on. Oh, is he going to be forced to? There's no other 4. So he's forced to attack, but he has to leave a shot. Really unfortunate roll here. Not going to leave the double shot from the 8, I don't think. So I think we're playing 6-2, 6-3. What else is there? Not the roll he was looking for, though. And now some solid winning chances on a deuce for Radu. Maybe his style is to turn things around like this. I have seen that happen. And 6-5 going to skate by. So only the 6-5 leaving a shot next roll. (5-1) is going to get one closer. Now the 6-1 and the 5-1 are the disasters we're trying to avoid next time. Anyone up will delay it to. 6 out, 1 in, just to make sure we don't lose a crazy racing gammon or anything like that. I like that decision from Radu. And 5-4 clears, and looking like a simple 2-point lead in this 13-point match for Len. Most likely going to 11 away, 13 away. And we'll play a little bit of see who rolls best now. Radu has to roll lots best. 4s is a start, but not enough either. You got to roll 6s if you're going to bother to roll doubles in this position, I think. 6-1, another 2 off. Double 2s. Again, just like if we're going to roll doubles, we got to roll bigger ones, okay? It's really important if we're going to get back in this. Not making his opponent sweat too much yet. Still down a set of 6s plus. I like the one style thing I've noticed from Radu is I feel like he's got a lot of flair to that throw. There's the double. There you go. This is what I've been telling you. Now we've got a game. All right, one more set, and then he's back in it. Oh, this would be pretty sick to lose the race from here. The commentator's curse when I write off the game is just over, right? 4-2. How many is this? So he's 2 rolls behind now. Going to need a lot of help or a miss. And he gets a deuce right away. So only 1 roll behind. And the set will catch him back up to lead roll. Depends on the set, I suppose. 4-2. 2 checkers off is not too bad. Probably needs 5s or better. I don't even know if 3s is good enough. 3s will give a lot more sets that'll work next time. Okay. Aces are better he's going to get a shot at. Provided that Len doesn't roll deuces or better. This is way closer than it's supposed to be. Painful if you're in Len's shoes, for sure. Oh, now he's getting in a real gentle roll. A little bit extra on the clock. And big throw on flats of 4s. Oh, my gosh. Okay. How do you bet against Radu after that? That is tournament winning dice rolling right there. 13 away, 11 away. Small 2-point lead for Radu. It starts to make you believe that maybe shaking the dice just right. That's how you get the sets and stuff like that, right? It feels like he's putting the right intention to it. Even though I really believe that it's random, of course. But I like it. I feel like you could pick his dice roll out of a lineup. If you just saw his hand going, maybe you could figure out who that was. That comes in aggressive into the sidebar like that, you know? Whoop-ow. Some good, like, backswing on it, too. All right. We end up with the blitzing formation with the weaker distribution, but 10 in the zone. And Len has escaped the checker, though. So it doesn't look like much in the cube territory here. Needs a little bit more. I don't think the score is going to influence it too much. Double 3s is a lot more. Maybe after making the 5-point will be too good somehow. But I think making the 21 and just making sure we win all games is prudent here. Oh, he wants to go for a little bit more distribution maybe to try to win the gammon. Okay, so he's thinking about too good already. Either way should be fine. And I think probably we're too good here by quite a bit, yeah. What roll is our opponent going to get that's going to allow them to take next roll? When the answer is none, then we play on. Maybe the 5 should just come to the outfield. Not sure why. I guess we could run past that blot, but yeah, maybe we have the... Why not just 24 to... Oh, we can't run all the way. Okay, I see. It's in a good place hitting with 6s, but it feels like this is most mobile. So I kind of like this play, but 10 to 5, fine. They're all very close. Okay. Difficult decision there. 2-5 enters. And is this still too good? Yeah, I still struggle to see how my opponent's going to take it after basically any sequence here, but he's going to go ahead and cash it. Only 89, so not too bad. And occasionally your opponent can take when it's too good, so it's a bit of a gamble to try to see if he can, you know, get a little bit extra out of it. I think it's worth sending some of those close decisions, like in a practical sense. You never know. People, myself included, always find surprising reasons to take. Chat doesn't like me coaching him on what to roll. Sorry about that. But I'm going to do it again. 4-3 down, 13 away, 10 away. Yeah, sure. Indicated at normal scores. Definitely have this slightly trailing score. 4-5 gets the hit in the outfield. I mean, I would suggest that Len rolls doubles too. If that helps. Sometimes. It depends. All right, 6 out for this nice double covered split. I like this play. 4-2 can just consolidate our checkers back advantage by making the 11 point. It's an asset and it saves sees a blot, but he wants to look at the board point. Of course, always tempting there, but I think just a little bit stronger to safety. They're very close. Okay. Maybe wanting to play... I'm not sure. 6 can anchor pass now, though. I think we should go for that. And then the 2, I don't care too much. Maybe we just slot because we're not sure what else to do with it. Oh, 18-10. I didn't even notice it could reach. Wow. Okay. Yeah. If I didn't miss that we could hit, then I would make some other play. But I wonder if he doesn't see it as well for some reason, or if he just thinks it's the more prudent choice against the better board. But when we can go from 3 back to 1 back to 2 back each, you know, we've really equalized the game quite a bit with this hit. So I think it's very important to go for it. Oh, making the bar point I didn't think about either. I have a strong feeling that for whatever reason, both of us are just missing that the hit is even an option. Let's see if he looks long enough to spot it. Maybe if he does, he'll just say, oh yeah, of course I should be hitting. But that's just not really where our focus was, that 8s get there the long way. Julian's advice, I think, would help with that. If we looked around the board and saw before the roll that 8's hit, maybe that's how we find it. Less likely to miss it at that point. 5-2. Brings a blot to safety. Radu sitting on his natural racing lead. And 6-2, I think this time is going to want to anchor. Anchor and sure slot still. Why not? What else do we got? 8-6 just looks too stiff. I don't know how to develop this. And I'm already down in the race. My opponent has some chances to escape with tempo on a 3-5 or 3-6. But I think the upside's just a little bit bigger. So I'd be happy to go for it. Not the biggest concern here, because even if they do escape with tempo, we still have our anchor game to play. Double 2s. What does this do? Just instantly get a point on head and try to reduce the contacts. I guess so. It does leave this super stack on the 13, but I mean, it seems tactically pretty nice. Wow, we shouldn't bother with that. Okay. Yeah, we can see just how strippy it is. Not too far behind. Gets a fan, though. Happy after that sequence. And so now we're definitely stuck on stacking somehow. See if our opponent wants to come off their anchor. Okay, yeah, this is a nice distribution play. I like that. Minimizes blots, too. I was thinking just 2 down, but I think he's found better with it. 5-4. Enters, and now he has to decide between hitting and covering, but I mean, it looks clear that we have to cover. To me, I mean, our opponent isn't so excited to stack us on the 20, and otherwise we leave a shot from the bar against the 3-point board. Very scary to hit here to me. Wow, they're so close, though. Okay. So basically optional game plans. Very surprised to find it there. It's so interesting, I bet, listening to commentary too, when like certain plays are super clear to me or to Julian or to the player over the board, and just for whatever reason, everyone else isn't spotting it in that moment. But we all know like our one thing. The 6, yeah, we can safety a bluff this way, so why not? The other one comes into direct 6 contact from our opponent's back checkers. Our opponent gets to anchor up and hit. Strong shot there. 4-6 fans. And what can 5-6 do? It can make another board point, I guess, and release the 8. Maybe it, I don't know. It's, I guess so when your opponent's on the roof, but this looks like when our opponent enters, we're going to be under a lot of pressure to bring this around. But when they dance, we just have a cube, he says. Okay. Yeah, looks like a lot of gammons here. Even with the match lead, I think it could be okay. Seems like a lot of work to do, so it's going to be tempting to take. Must be wins, but maybe there's too many gammons. And finds a nice borderline take. Okay, very good, Len. That is a scary one and requires some match adjustment, I think, too, to find it exactly. And some good awareness of the position of how much work there is to bring these checkers around. A little bit of everything on that one to get it just right, but he finds it without thinking too hard at all. Ace in, and I don't know if we can afford to get another blot involved, but he's going to try it. Maybe it wins more. Those are scary to me. Just play 8-6 and depend on our contact game a little bit, I guess, but wow, okay. Finds a nice play again. Very strong stuff. What? The 3s can just cover from the midpoint, probably, right? Oh, we could go for this attacking plan, too. Yeah, this actually looks very nice now that I see it. Make the 5, cover the 4, and hit on the 3. Our prime isn't that strong, and he just tops out with 6s so often anyway. Maybe we want him to come to us, but I feel torn between the plays now that I see this option. Yeah. Yeah, they're both very good. Not sure I would have taken the chance to find that. Now trailing 13 away, 10 away. He's still down in the race, still too many checkers back, but has to be really aggressive with these recubes. They're going to be hard for Radu to take with a match lead. Mainly just because it's dead and he's never going to send an 8 cube over. So I guess just a little bit earlier in there, but yeah, usually like a couple pips up, 25% kind of thing. I don't know. We start to adjust a decent amount on recubes pretty early on. 4-4. This doesn't seem to get anywhere. I guess it makes the 7 points. And then what? Could just come down to the 9 point with 2 and play safe. I'm not sure it needs to come out into shots against a 4-point board. I'm not sure we need the 13 point. So I think I'm just going to play a little more quiet than this and hope to link up. But okay, he's got the better idea here. Interesting. I'm not sure why that would be exactly. Maybe when our opponent isn't going to get this checker on the 8 point to safety all that often, and we're going to maintain more pressure on it then instead of giving up the outfield. So it could be just like a largely tactical thing in this particular position. Don't see too many more plays to consider either. Seems like he's on board for that too. Yeah, I feel like this is the usually going to be correct kind of play, but just these tactics of this Blotson out here. 3-2 is a great example. So this is going to get out of direct shot range now, and only leave indirects when we would have had, like we would have seen this checker a lot better if we were out on the 16 and we weren't getting hit. Seems like it probably comes down to some rolls like that and how they balance out with being hit with a 4. I would have thought to stay further back, but he's got the right idea here too. Okay, interesting. Not sure what that is. 1-6 is blocked. 6 can sync up though. Close enough race that I don't want to risk being attacked back on the ace point. So I like this decision. I don't think the contact's helping us. Seems like the bot doesn't though. Maybe I wanted to keep contact a little bit longer there. Not sure, not sure. Yeah, 9-2. Just stay back. Okay, interesting. 5-3 gets to come in. maybe it was going to be difficult to get that blot home in some other ways too. Like when he rolls 9 of some sort that lands there. No, all 9s worked. I don't know. 4-1. Okay, we're going to bring 2 forward. Yeah, probably technically not best to put a checker on the 7. We're going to clear that soon, but I don't know. All right, 5-6 going to come around. Simple bar point holding game shaping up now after a lot of scares. And 4-6. 2 in looks strong. Out of time though, something's going to have to go soon. Radu looking for the game-saving roll. This is not enough pips to recapture the lead in the race. So we want to keep contact somehow. Can we though is going to be the question. And so if we stayed on the 18 entirely, then I guess our play would probably be make the 2 and the ace, switching off the 6. And when we do that, I think the contact's still good enough to win the race. Maybe we have to come off sooner than him. So the compromise play is to come to the 13 and park there and just still hope that our opponent rolls a bad ace along the way. But I don't think with this 6-pip deficit that I'd be thinking to go all the way. There is some wastage on the other side though, so maybe. But yeah, best play is just to stay back maximally for contact. I think it looks pretty good, the 5-point board still. And yeah, just a lot stronger game plan. Not a wild... Oh, you don't think it would be? I read that as wild take, Simon. But you said don't think would be take on plus plus or rollout. I thought I caught it on plus plus. I'm not sure though. It appeared to be score-based. It did look like the numbers added up to a pass at normal score. Which, I don't know exactly what the adjustment is at 13 away, 10 away. I would assume not much. Easy to be tricked into this play. Seems like our race is pretty close, and so we don't want to screw that up by keeping contact in a way that's destructive to our distribution or board or something like that. So he's just going to make that out of it. Sit on the 2 cube, hope that he can turn around. He must not have been paying close attention to Radu's dice last time, though. It's a scary proposition. 5-1 can just come in. Okay, maybe I would like to do something silly like 8-3, 6-5 and try to fill in these gaps, but can't be too bad. 5-1 is going to bring 2 in. What did it do? Yeah, 2 in from there. Okay. Oh no, I missed his roll. He got a 3 and a 2. And what is this? This is a 2 and a 5, we'll say. And a 5-1. All right. Getting cocky about transcribing, not paying close enough attention. Now I'm caught up. Okay. We got 3 checkers off. And is Len enough in the lead in this race now to think about the recube? It's... For normal scores, it's probably good. Oh, he's trailing too, so of course he can send it in earlier, not worrying about the 8 cube coming back too often. So with the racing lead, it looks like, yeah, we got to account for adjustment. But just on pips, it looks like it should be pretty strong in a short race here. We also see that we've got 1 more checker off than our opponent, I think. Yeah, 3 off to 2 off. So we must be roll ahead. The gap on the 5 is tough, and he's going to find the send. Well-timed cube, and we'll see if Radu can find the racing take here. It's going to be confusing exactly how we should adjust at this score, if at all. Take points, difficult to calculate the risk-reward here and know exactly what it's going to be. But it's a safe assumption that this far out that it should play similar to money with maybe some change. I kind of want to check that real quick, actually. Cube information. White's live cube take point. Okay, it's a couple pips higher. Probably practically plays like 23 or 24. So he does have to pass a little earlier, which is going to give him a big problem if he evaluates this to be close with wastage. Very challenging 4 cube that he's being given here. If I was figuring this out, Black has 46 pips, and we'll punish him 1 for the open 5, and that's probably about it. And my opponent has 50 pips, and we'll punish 1 for the extra checker not off and the extra checker on the deuce, so 2. So 47 to 52. The trice formula, I'm going to subtract 5 from 47 to get 42 and divide by 7 for 6 is the point of last take. 47 to 52 is 5 pips behind. So it's 1 pip shy of the point of last take, but that's for normal scores. So if I was going to adjust this by a pip, I would expect it to be a pretty close decision. And then I'd be trying to look for ways that I think I should push the wastage one way or the other and decide that something's wasted a little more or a little bit less. He's going to end up taking that cube. Well done. Maybe the punishment for the open 5-point could be more than just 1 pip. And maybe the 1 checker ahead isn't so much here, you know? Things like that push you more into the take territory. Double 5s is going to work, though. And looking like after a tough start in 2 games, like he's just going to cruise back into the match lead potentially here. Two off. If Radu doesn't miss, then he's still on lead roll. 5-6, that's a good start. But tough to get through this without rolling a 5 or an ace or a deuce twice or whatever that is. Pretty unlikely. A set fixes a lot of things too. He's getting aggressive with the shots again too. Okay. Only 1 off, first miss, so he's off a lead roll. Gonna need a set for sure now if he wants to catch up. Radu does. I still recommend that Len roll sets and not even give him the chance. Just to prove to you guys that I'm not biased here. Thanks for catching me on the transcription. I don't mind just making it up. Okay. Ooh, he's going to give the potential to roll an ace as well as a way to win this. Radu's going to go with the soft and speed it up and then give a big shot into there and no set this time. Okay. And ace up. Oh, no. And I don't think from this position that we're the favorite to get off, are we? I'd have to think about it real hard, but 2s get off, 1s do not. And so any 2 or 1 should be 20, actually 19, so I think it's 17 that get off. But maybe there's some sort of match equity thing that where like gaining the extra 4 points would be worth more. But yeah, small underdog here. Always good to pause even at leading scores to see. 4-1 gonna miss, okay. And Len gonna survive the 4 cube. And move to 9 away, 10 away with a small match lead. Exciting match for both of them so far. All right, 5-1 to open. Probably not time to start adjusting to a slot there. We don't tend to love it as much with the 5-1, but always a fine option. 5-1 just splits in response as well. Typically. But again, somewhat optional there. 3-2 gets the anchor up. Small advantage for Radu. And 6-4, I guess just has to try to run in response. Making the point behind seems pretty weak. If we get away with it, we've got some racing lead and we've got something to counter the mate anchor. I don't know. Okay. Wow, okay, we should actually split and things like that before we run. Finds the best play, though. 5-1, not a lot of options. He's going to go for the hit instead of slotting. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's not quite a double shot from here when we do it this way. Tempting to just play 13-8, 6-5. Double 2s is going to hit back, though. And makes the 11 to help him fill in the 5-point at some point, and probably steps up to the 21. And a 5-1 from the bar. Yeah, now that our opponent's threatening to make the 5-point, let's make the blocking point there, and we'll have great 6-away contact with that mate 11 point for a long time, unless he can release it here, which might be worth it. Maybe we play 9 and 7. We could go for some attacking play, but I don't know why we want to overrun this. We're just ahead in the race, bunch of landing points, and we're going to have an easy time clearing if we can just escape those back 2 checkers, even though there's, like, you know, it's a tall order. Maybe 11 to 7 and run 1 is an idea too, but I don't know. 8 to 4, he's got the right idea. Okay, okay. I guess maybe this buys time for us to escape somehow. I don't know. Win some more gammons too. But it just feels like overrunning the position to me. We might end up with more contact that we don't actually want. Very interesting play. 6 can't hit. So I guess just come around. We should get some returns sometimes when we get hit, or our opponent leaves the anchor, all kinds of things like that. Still ahead in the race, so just hoping it works and we get away with it, really. By the way, I'm running this on like a 3-minute delay, so they definitely can't hear me rooting for rolling doubles. So my advice is not making it to them. All options mostly like tactical there and very close. Can't be too far off, but we get in front of a stack here and allow our opponent to kind of move from where he wants to, maybe a little too often. The 4 is going to hit, and I guess with the extra 9th in the zone, I'm tempted. I don't see what better I have leaving shots everywhere than hitting on the ace as well. Kind of want to go for the double. But 2 down is a fine option too. Very close stuff. Of course, what's going to shy you away from that is leaving a direct shot when your opponent has the better board. But I don't know. It just looks strong when it works. Buys a little extra time. Wow, 4 ace somehow can't hit anything again. Maybe we do come in on the 24 and just safety up the blot. Sure. Okay. 5-3. Can't move the checker on the 17. Stubborn blot. No one wants to hit it. No one wants to safety it. It'll just stay there. 6-1 still can't hit. It can split from the back though, and I think it's time. Well, we have the racing lead and our opponent has an advanced anchor. I think we got to do something. So maybe both are coming up since I don't seem to have an ace after I play the 6 out, or a 6 after I play the ace up. Some estimates about odds there. Slightly better chances to win, I think, Radu had than entering on a 4-point board. Because I think 4-point board is like 20 numbers out of 36, and this one was, oh, sorry, slightly less. And Radu's chance of bearing off was 17, I think. Okay, it looks like the 4 is going to clean up and hit. Oh, we could hit twice. Yeah, both seem pretty reasonable here again. Just trying to convert. I mean, we've got the anchor. Need some way back into this game. Turning to a blitz strategy seems okay. You know, I don't mind it. Cleaning up a little bit better this time. So just kind of timing these ideas a little bit off according to the bot. But close enough to be considered preference plays. Gets hit this time. I think our 4 was good this time was the problem, where it was so bad in the other position that nothing really better to do than hit out loose on the ace with the 5. Blots all over the place, pauses to think about the cube, thinks better of it, and misses a big one. Ooh, I can't wait to look at that one. These are tricky to find. You think that you have a lot of work to do to get home against an anchor, and so how could this be a cube? But the gammons are much higher with blots around and extra checkers back, all these kinds of things. So that's a theme that's come up quite a bit this weekend too. We're back in the take, or we're still in the take territory. About the same. We've gotten a little bit stronger, so maybe this is going to be enough. Less wins, but more gammons having hit. We're all spread out, so maybe the counterplay can be a little richer here, and our opponent's entered on the ace. But yeah, when it works, we're winning a ton of gammons here. If you can figure out this 38% number, then you know you must need to send it. And Radu doesn't even want to play it. Let's go a little bit early there, but that's a tough one to evaluate. Don't fault him passing with how, I mean, his structure is weak. He has a ton of checkers and blots around. Gammons must be sky high. And on we go to 8 away, 10 away for a small lead for Len. After getting off to a 3-point deficit, all Len in the last 2 games. 6-1 to open. And 5-3 can make a point as well. Okay. 5-1 will play down and split 24 to 23. Challenge that stripped 8-point. Three, 2. I don't think we want to leave a blot in the outfield, so I'm tempted to play 13 to 8 or 2 up or something like this. But he finds the split. Strongest play. Okay. Hate all the indirects that he's getting when I do this. 4-1. Well, I don't know what to do with this. Maybe just 13 to 8. He's going to hit and make that anchor. Okay, sometimes the 23 plays a little bit better. Yeah, this is a very close option too. But when your opponent makes the 3-point, you know, you anchor right up against it and challenge them to figure out how to fill in the gaps in front of it with less ammunition. Tough job for them. So it does go up in value a little bit, where usually we're just getting primed from that point and want to come off it. It's going to step under the gun instead of stripping his position further. I like that decision too. Keeping it pure. 6-3 gets the point on head though. Great shot for Radu. And does not leave the direct 6 in the process as a result, but leaving some fly shots from the bar. 2-6 will do it. And 3 checkers back, 1 half escapes for black. So something to play for here. But positionally much stronger for Radu, of course, with the better board here. Flattens out his distribution, seems fine there. No urgency with anything on the other side of the board. Wow, it's always tempting to make the 5-point, but against such a strong board, I don't know if we can do it and leave a triple shot. The 5's duplicated. Does that help? We're leaving a shot anyway. We could hit loose, but he's just going to continue and try to play the simple game. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. 5-1. So if we come out, we have to come out into a double shot. So maybe let's just park a checker in front of the 23-point. Be my idea anyway. Yeah, slot's a better anchor too. 6s are okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the difference is there, but we should just come out. Very interesting. Okay. 5-1. I suppose your opponent can like hit and escape with tempo in a winning race then. So it's a little bit too strong. No fear in hitting there too. Wants to come off the 23 ultimately, and so you're really helping him parking in front of the anchor there. 5 in and 2 hits instead of anchoring up. Okay. Going to stay on the offensive and so likely to establish an anchor again anyway. Again, such a weak board. 2 in and 3 hits. Nice return from the bar for Len. He's rolling well from the roof. And 4-1 can make the best anchor. Mostly freezing all the checkers on the 6. Radu still with a nice positional advantage, but Len working on escaping and having a racing lead, and see if he can make some points behind. He'll have a nice bridge home too and be threatening some gammons with all those extra checkers. Maybe it's, if we had a 5, it'd be nice to make the 21. But I think instead he's got to go for distribution just like he's doing. 5 out and then figure out the best ace. Okay, to the 15. Makes sense to me. 6-4. This can run all the way. There's only 8 in the zone. We're not at risk of being blitzed. Yeah, let's just link up with the midpoint with our racing lead. I love this play. Good find. I mean, of course, we notice that we can make the 2-point, which feels a little strong. We want some structure back there to give our opponent a pain, but too much better for escaping. And Radu going to leverage his stronger board to attack here. There were other options, apparently. This looks pretty reasonable to me, though. I guess deep on the 2 is not where you're looking to attack with so little material in the zone. 3 could shake loose another blot or just hop out to the bar and hope to escape. I don't think we generate so many hit and continue or hit and cover kind of things that it's worse being out, so I think I'm just going to hop out and keep it simple here. Tempo hit on the 3 is worth it, though. Okay, interesting. I guess we keep the anchor slotted, get to make that a lot as a result. When our opponent's on the bar, they can't hit and cover or point on head, things like that. But yeah, both pretty reasonable, just different ideas with different merits. 5-1. I think we have the better board and we have the anchor, so we're going to keep trying, even though we've given up the midpoint in the outfield now. It's getting scary. We are not well linked with all the checkers back. I don't think we want another blot in place. So I think we're still stepping up. But the tempo is going up in value now, because now our opponent's threatening to cover or make the 4-point or something like this. Yeah, okay. So he's going to step up, miss it, but they're still very close. 6-3. This could hit, but it can't cover along with. And he really pauses for a long time after letting those dice out too. You notice that? Maybe the 6 pops out 22 to 16 after this. Other option would be to just make the 7. We could just like do some cleanup. Doesn't seem so bad either. What if we make the 7 and play 9 to 6? All right, he's going to go for more. Seems fine. Ace 6 can't hit. I'm going to play down with it too. Yeah, sure, we keep the pressure on the blots. Hope to just hop out with the 6 instead of leaving shots in the outfield right now. Lots of hits are going to also make a point somewhere. The 2 can shift 4 to 2 to cover. Or we could make the pure point in the 9 and figure out the deuce. That's a tricky one. 5 and pure point around. Okay. I guess with so many checkers back, you do tend to like the pure structure. It's going to be a long game, so you need everything in place to help you along that road. And making the impure point can really slow you down in that process. No new blots. Ace is nice to hit. 5, 6. Just hop into the outfield and contain. Yeah, I like that. Okay, bar to 14 is better to contain the outfield. We just want more contact here. And we're giving up a bit on the 8 and the 9. 3s can break a whole bunch of contact. I think we should just play... I think we should play down to the 7, but we do have a blot behind, so maybe we need to make the 3. Maybe we can make the 3 with that 6 stack. Yeah, okay. I like that. Yeah. Oh, the 13 and 10 with it because it doesn't leave a direct. Okay, interesting. I was just going to... I would have found Len's play, I think, 13 to 7. But misses the opportunity to make a blocking point and a landing point for the midpoint, too. All right, 5's going to come out and seek contact, it would seem. Not sure why he wants this 5-3 to stay back further. Maybe less clearing rolls or something like this. Wow, okay. I don't know what that's about. Doesn't want to get into range, the back checker. Yeah, you would add a 6-5. And now Len's got to go through all the numbers that are going to hit this time and kind of decide this game. There's a lot of them out there, but I think still work to do to bring this home. 6-3 gets to hop out and hit. Beautiful shot. Looking to fade a 4 from the roof. And does Radu have enough containment value in this game when he gets away with it? Never mind, he's going to hit from the roof. Why would it ever be at cube time here? They're both rolling like finalists, I would say. Two 5 gets to hop out. Okay. Double 2s. Is it worth spending so many of them to hit and maybe clean up 2? We have the checker back on the ace. Do I really need to stop them from moving? If I make the 4, what's my last one? It stinks. So I guess I'm hitting. Yeah. And then I probably just clean up instead of leaving all the fly shots in the outfield. Yep. Nice play. 4-6. Can come in and just hops out right away. Okay. To go challenge that blot on the midpoint and make a bid for the outfield. We're going to hit the clock for a little bit. Oh, drop the die on the floor or something. 4-2. Misses, but it can clean up. Not too bad of a roll for Len. The 6 stack is getting annoying on the bar point, though. Really looking to develop something and get that goalkeeper off the 24. Ace 6 gets to hit loose and bring a checker into range of covering. Maybe 15 to 9 gives more indirects anyway than bringing in a direct. Yeah, this could be fine. Covers the ace 6 the best. So there's that too. 10 to 4 a little bit better though. Okay, interesting. Oh, he plays from the back instead though. And gets a fan. And now Radu, 10 away, 8 away, wants to think about the cube here. Much better board. Way down in the race though. There are 8 checkers outside, so there's relevant gammons here if he closes them out soon, but he has 3 checkers back, so that should be tough to do. So finds a nice aggressive cube, and this is actually already a pass with this 15% gammon deficit, 21% gammons total. This should be kind of close for money too, so maybe we use the score to adjust and let it go. Tricky one though. It can be confusing to think, well, I'm ahead in the race. If I can just enter and hop out, well then after that I need to fade all the containment shots. And even though I have a lot of chances to do that, you know, it's a lot of ands in there. So he's going to let it go. Well done there. And what was Chris Rogers was asking me to explain all the numbers in here. There's equity and stuff. I don't know. It's telling us what their equity is after they decide to no double, double take, or double pass. I don't know if I have enough time to explain what equity is exactly, but that's all the features it's showing us there. Here we go, 4-1. Splits. 8 away, 9 away. Nice tight match, at least no blowouts here so far. Enjoying that we're getting a lot of play out of this final. Look at all the spin he gets on that dice. 6-3 is just going to run by. Makes a lot of sense. Usually we split in the opening there, but the builder down, this must be a little bit better. Gets to hit, probably stronger than making the bar point. Distribution is not that great after making the bar point in the early game. Aces, makes the 5, and probably splits, but we're against 10 in the zone. But we have the better board for now, so sure, let's go for it. 4-2, gets to make a board point. What does 4-1 do? Oh, it's going to take advantage of both. This is the last spare, so we don't love to do it with that one, but I think I like his idea anyway. Needs the tempo to prevent the building. Doesn't work when our opponent rolls aces and makes the 5 point anyway. Huge lead in this game, I would say, for Len now. Fans could be devastating. 2-1. Maybe the triple split, but he's just going to make the 23 in slot. I really feel like we want... This feels like it should draw a cube. That's what I think. What can he do instead? Yeah, just splitting and going for the high anchor. Like, we need that. We need to make the 22 to be alive in this game. The 23 is not going to cut it. We're primed. But it doesn't mean... I guess the 6 is a huge swing. Making the bar point is a huge swing, which is well duplicated. I still feel like I have a dominating enough position that's going to last and enough threats that I want to send it. But if I miss, then Radu can make the bar point and have play of his own. Slightly early. Okay, could be score-based, but I like this cube a lot, yeah. And gets a take in the 5-3, not what he had in mind. I think we're going to clean up 2 outfield blots. We could just run past the structure, though, huh? Maybe 24 to 16 is best. Actually, yeah, why do I want to give up anything on the front right now? Now feels like the time. Splitting and playing down, fine as well, but we got to do something with the back checkers. When we're ahead this much in the race, there's a lot more pressure on us to move from the 24 than there is our opponent. All right, reasonable find. Clean up a blot, split. And now when our opponent covers the bar, we're ready to hop past it. 6-2 has a dilemma. It can hit a checker or cover. I think hitting a checker and having 3 back to 2 back, like turning the table, seems much stronger here. I am crazy. This is a play I would find too. But apparently we're so outboarded that we don't want the contact, and there's a ton of returns on the bar point with this play. We're building well. Very interesting. He's decided that he has a 6-1 now instead. Okay, gonna play it illegal. 13 to 7 and 24-23. Every now and then we have a 5 what? 5-3 gets to run anyway. Okay, could make the anchor, but probably better to escape. No, he should anchor up there. Okay, misses that one. Has time to sit on the 21, just didn't have time to be back on the 24, and still has... Might end up in some trouble. The ace plays a little different now. I guess he would have rather been on the 22 and could have been making it, so the illegal play costs him. Okay. 5-1 up there. 6-1. It looks like we're leaving a shot, so we might as well hit. And I don't prefer to play it from the back. Maybe that's the best ace available. Maybe it's better than 5-4. Less destructive. Less ways to get up to the edge after we do that, though. 2 in, 6 down. Nothing else. And so still some counterplay for white, but 3 checkers trapped behind is getting scary. 4s cannot cover. So maybe we're just bringing the entirety of the midpoint down so that the 9 is bearing on the 3 even when he hits us. I don't mind giving away the outfield with only 2 on the midpoint from our opponent here. We could make the ace point as another idea, but this just feels a lot stronger. Part of the prime. Okay, 3-2 doesn't do a lot, but it can play, yeah, something like this. Anything that spreads out distribution for making the 4 or the 9 points, something extending that prime. And 5-3 cannot run. And still, it can cover, but it has to give up the 8 to do it. I think it's worth it. It's not worth it. Wow, that's really surprising to me. The 6 out is that strong. I would not figure this out. I would think that why do I want to give up an ace here? I guess a lot of 6s seem to play too. 6-2, 6-3 are all okay. But the big liability apparently here is the priming threat and our opponent being stuck back there. So that's tricky. The distribution looks very good if he wants to hit 2. Wow, I don't understand this one. Maybe it's going to be hard to clear the 9 from here too, but it's not even direct contact, so I don't think so. This seems really hard to pass up. Yeah, I would make this play too. I don't know if I have an explanation for the bot's play on this one. Double 5s. That must be a good roll. All 3 are going to come out? Yeah, okay, so we have enough timing to sit back on the 23-point game, but often it's just still better to hop past the structure and come out when we're primed like this. Those confuse me a little bit sometimes. But 6-5 just playing 2 in, simple. And now has Radu regained the lead in this game? He definitely has a positional advantage, but he doesn't have the 5 prime yet, threatening to make it. I'm not sure. This feels a little early to me. But not by too much. His opponent's still winning more gammons. And enough work to do, okay, on plus plus it likes the cube now. But yeah, it should be fairly clear that black has time to try to just like hop out and escape here. And so we're going to get a redouble and a take. We're going to play another 4 cube. That's exciting stuff. 4-2 can't really improve anything. Can't afford to leave direct 6s by making the 4 points. So we're going to have to shuffle things from the outfield somewhere. Maybe we slot the back and play 10-8 for lack of options. I'm not sure. This stays out of leaving any shots is the idea. But yeah, I'd rather... I mean, I feel a lot of pressure to contain this checker when I'm down 37 pips in the race. We got to do something bold if we're going to send the cube here. 4 cleans up instead and 2 down. Okay. 5-4 clears another point. And now has plenty of room to crash gracefully if he needs to, and otherwise just hoping to step up and escape. 2s is going to extend the structure, and usually once we have the 5 point or the 5 prime, we really like to slot the back. So yeah, I think I would be playing 11-9 in some variant of this. Yeah, and leaving the covers. It's only the 1-6, and it's a huge gain when we get away with it. Gonna bring us all the way home. But instead decides he's going to try to do it the natural way and not give up any immediate major anti-jokers. Double 4s is going to crash a little bit, but not too bad. Looks like a pretty robust 5-point board for now. 4-1 probably could have been covering the 5 prime. Now he's going to slot it, though. The ace-6, I guess, after he gets hit, he can still enter with the 6, maybe is the idea. So it doesn't cost as much, is why he's more willing to do it. I don't know. Once again, talks himself out of it, but he really needs to make that 6 prime to contain this checker. So the risk warranted by far. 2's cracking anyway. Last one goes to the ace, sure. I don't think it can matter too much. 5-1, can't make it naturally yet. One more opportunity to slot the back. This time he's going to go for it. Simon Carter rooting for Radu, okay. Double 4 is going to lose another point. Well, he's in a good position with a 4 cube right now, so you're in a good spot. Slot in the front now that we have the 6 prime, why not? Our opponent probably doesn't even want to hit it. Maybe just let our opponent keep playing. Recirculating just gives us more chances to crack. And our opponent might roll something weird where they can't cover. So maybe that's our best contact right now. Six, 5. Nice to preserve the 4-point board, so that's actually a pretty good shot. 6 gets to cover from the rear and then remakes the 7 prime. Usually that's not a very efficient use of checkers there. I would find any other ace, I think. But okay. 5's fan. And 4-3, okay. This is why it's efficient, he says. So hit off the edge, hoping his opponent rolls a deuce and buys him some more time to go pick up more checkers and win a gammon. Gammon would be pretty big here. Take him to 1 away, 8 away Crawford. 2-1. We can get the 9-point blot involved somehow to cover. Sure. This looks good to me. Brings it in board too. Looks like 6-1 is going to crack a little further, but lift the blot. Okay. Not too bad. 4-1. Getting ready to roll home safely. 4-3. No more cracking. It's looking like probably just a 4-point game. 6 hits. 1 up. Okay. Ace-5 recirculates. Okay, a little more hope in shaking free that other blot. We're going to play a nice long game here. 5, yeah, looking for an ace or a deuce maybe to come in. The 3 is getting a little deep to the 4. But reasonable to play that too. Okay. Fine, so 6-2, something like this. Ace-ace. Yeah, in with 1 and then the rest from the back. Looks pretty nice. And 5-1. A decision. I think we take off the 2 and make sure we keep a 2 to not crack. Yeah. 5-6 gets to close out if it wants to, or it can hit off the edge and keep trying to fish. It's probably a little better to hit off the edge and keep fishing. But he's just going to go for the closeout. Keep it simple. Okay. 5-4 comes into the 5. 4 what? 4-4. And yeah, a little bit awkward distribution, but what can you do about it? Needs to bear off somewhat aggressively to prevent his opponent from entering quickly and just racing. 4-1 can take a checker off, so we're not going to think about clearing the 6 or anything like that here. Even if we leave a shot and we get hit, we can often enter and come around and be fine. 5-3, maybe we should peel. Clears from the rear though, and he's got it right. Okay, interesting. I would have taken off there. 4-2, maybe we're not peeling enough next roll when we do that. I don't really know. Double 5s plays nicely after either play, I suppose. And 6-2. In and out. 4-1. And the 5-1. Is there any chance of catching this race up? Almost none. I do not see... All but save the gammon already, though. I think it's probably impossible to lose it from here. Yeah. They'll just make sure. He's going to get his decision. Action, resign. A single game. And off we go to 8-away, 5-away. All right, that's half the match points there, 13 of them. Julian says if they're going to take a break, that's a good time to do it. I don't see any signs of them slowing down here, though. This has been a pretty swingy game here. It's fun to look at the match progression in here, too. Okay, they got the opening roll already. Maybe I don't have time to share that. 3-2, lots of excitement. Both players getting to be favorites at some point. Back and forth. 2-1. I think Radu been the more sizable favorite through most of the match. But Len coming back, getting a lead too. 2-1 splits in response to the down. It could slot. Why not? Why not slot? Yeah, I don't know. What does he roll there? 6-1. Okay, makes the points. And 5-4 gets to run. Okay. And 8-away, 5-away has to be a little bit more aggressive with the cube. Has a racing advantage now and a board advantage. I think the 4 has to split for lack of space in the front position. 2 checkers back. This looks quite threatening. Looks like cube incoming, unless he can anchor up. Save all that. Threatening to send a 3rd checker back by hitting, but I think we'd still have an interesting take-pass decision after that. If we lose our mark, it must not be much. But I think worth sending the checker back here. No need to establish an anchor and play a slow game here. We can just go forward. Ace-deuce returns fire. Very nice shot from the bar for Radu. Pressure was on otherwise. 4 in, I think Maybe we just clean up 11 to 5. I don't see the value in hopping out here exactly. I guess it's a nice distraction play, tempting our opponent to hit when they want to make the 5 points. So maybe, yeah, okay. Talked myself into it. A little too late, though. 2-3. Can make the 11 point? No, it wants to hit loose with the weaker board. I don't know about that. It gets to hit twice. Okay, fine. I guess so. A little bit of an overplay at the leading match score. But yeah, my instinct was 21 in 11, just make a solid play. But after I saw it, I was like, oh, that must be okay. And XG does not like it either. I don't see much to do with the 2s other than step up with the racing lead. We're still just trying to escape from that 21, so the further up, the better. 5-4. Can cover, and then what do we... Oh, he's going to play the 4 behind regardless, he says, huh? Oh. Okay. Yeah, just get rid of the blot. Yeah, maybe I want to keep it in front and make the ace. 4-1. I think just clean it up's fine here. Is it really an opportunity to play like 21 to 16 or something like this? Maybe. I don't feel like our race is that good, but the 2 blots and board and the better board sure do make it tempting. The 9 point I don't feel like is strong enough, but okay, he's got the right idea. Wow. I didn't think so, but it takes an opportunity to get rid of the midpoint at very little risk. Well found, well found. 6-2. Our 6 finally gets to cover. Okay. I'm going to leave an indirect there out on the 11. 6-5. What does this get to do? It looks like we're going to the deuce. I don't think I want to come off my anchor again right here. The triple falcon would be interesting. Some good duplication, but... Oh, look at this. We can come off in tempo. That's a fun idea. I'm never thinking of that. I did consider hitting on the A's, but I'm playing 13 to 7 with it if I do. The 5 is going to hit on the bar, leaving some shots on the ace there. Missed a cube on that sequence too, okay. Ace deuce going to hit twice. Beautiful roll, and this is going to bring a lot of cubes into the game. I think it's worth giving up the 9 to hit here. Thanks everyone joining me, by the way. Lots of people here. 3-5. Yeah, at a trailing score, we got to cube this, right? This looks strong. So I think, again, I mean, my instinct is that he's got a decent enough feel for this to know that he's close to too good and that he just prefers to play it slow here, you know? So we're starting to see a stylistic thing for sure. I don't know why we need to link up with the 21 when we could come out to the 18 and just put, like, maximum pressure on the blot in the outfield, things like that. I don't know. Ace what? Ace 6. Now what do we have? I think we could still be cubing this from the bar and get a take out of it. So now he must just think he's not good enough. 5. This feels like one of those spots where switching to the ace could be decent to prevent the second anchor. Our opponent has a deep point, so maybe not. What else can we do? Yeah, everything else is just a little bit weak. That's what I don't like about it. I want to buy time, but I guess it could be very hard to make the 6. But, I mean, I'd still trick myself into it. I don't know. Simple play just coming out to the 13 looks to be a decent amount stronger. Okay. Nice play there. Gets a midpoint instead of an anchor to deal with the racing lead. That makes a lot of sense. I guess it's thematic the more I look at it. 2-5 hits out on the bar. Tightening up the race. The 2-6 is going to fan on a 2-point board. Super happy he hasn't sent the cube in all these scenarios now, even though XG's dinging him for it. Going to make a 4-point board, and Radu in control of this position again. I keep wanting to call him Ratu for some reason. I don't know why. 3-5 fans. You guys know who I'm talking about if I say Ratu. But Radu. Radu Ciortan. I don't know if I can actually speak Romanian all that well. I'm trying though. Let's see. 6 out and we could link up with the 11 or something like this, or just keep running. Small racing lead. Yeah, I guess making progress seems like it makes some sense. I'm fine with that. This is more blots this way though, I think is the problem. And he gets a fan. And Radu wants to think about this with a match lead. I think, yeah, I guess he's threatening a lot of gammons. This seems pretty reasonable. Right on the cusp with 40%. understandable to wait to and not do anything too crazy at a score like this. And I wonder if he's going to feel like this material in the zone, if he gets away with it, is enough to cube now. I don't know why the 13-7 is so clear for him. But I kind of want to link up blots and just not leave things everywhere. All right. Finds a way to do that. Nice play. And 2-6 fans again. What do we have now? Are you ready? We're into pass territory already. 2 up is always pretty strong. We got another one out. We got some more progress. We're threatening to attack. I suppose I can see it. But, yeah, it's tricky. We definitely have a lot of work to do to get around the board. These are one of these where we just need to see that, like, every time, most of the time when we win, we're winning a gammon. There's just a ton of those, even if our opponent still has almost 30% wins. And Len just going to focus in on the wins with the lead in the match and take it. Don't know if that's an adjustment to the score, but it's an understandable one regardless, to think that I got to find a take somewhere in this, you know. Can't just let him get to 4 away is probably a thought that a lot of people have as well. Though that's a smaller effect, so could account for like an overplay of a take or something like that there. Got to be careful with that particular piece of knowledge. Really looking over a lot of options in this. I thought linking up 2 blots seemed pretty nice, making the 11 and the 13. I don't know why I like that so much. But okay, he's going to hop out and make the bar. Yeah, sure. Comes in with 1. And 4-3. Can cover the back and hop out. Focusing on making progress forward. It's interesting how sometimes when you miss a particular game plan, that XG still likes to kind of commit to your idea afterward. So now that he's running, he's kind of finding more runny and less attacky plays. Don't know if he should hit on the ace or not now. Why not, though? I want to close out and win a gammon. Looks pretty nice. Still thinking about just winning the game with this play, though, I think. All right, plenty of options viable. Goes the conservative Winnie route. Let's see if he's willing to hit loose with a 6 this time to go for gammons. Can't tell what that is. 4 what? 4-5 maybe? Looks like it. Yeah, no attacks available, so he's just going to clear another point. Maybe... Yeah, where does that go? No, we're good. Okay, no other play. Gets another fan. Len really not performing for the bar here. That's going to be a problem. Not how you win championships. Okay, only the double 4s hit there, so it looks like a pretty good spot to be. Nice builder and everything, but okay. Only double 4s hit there. So we can take the chance to clear. Very interesting. Maybe a better builder or something like that too. Wow, and the 4-point board is just doing a ton of work here. Let's see if we can close something out yet. No, is he ready to hit loose with the 6? It's looking like it's getting awkward if we don't go for something like this, so I like this decision. 8 into the 5 as well. Sure. Don't think we want to leave blots everywhere when we're kind of loose and bored. So we can keep the midpoint for one more roll. What do we got? 6-5, nothing. 6s and 4s cover. There's your 6. And now I think the 3 pretty comfortably comes down. 6-3-1 combos to make the point next time. 6-2 can't enter. Threatening to gammon and go to Crawford, Radu is. Double 2s. Cannot close the points. But maybe switching's worth something here. And he sees he's going to play 2 from the back regardless, I guess. But yeah, I think this brings more builders in range in a way. And also, you know, if we don't end up making the 6, well, then our contact's better going forward. So I really like this switching play. Yeah. Looks nice. Ouch! Double 6 has come in and like ruins most of his chances of a gammon now and leaves a little bit of threat of potentially not cleaning up. So huge shot after that switch for Len. He was just saving it up, I guess. Let's see if Radu can safety both blots. 4-2 cannot. Oh, that's frustrating. Just bringing a checker in, reducing shots. 2 to get back in this game for Len. Double threes, no such luck. Keep a little contact for a little longer. Probably just 16 around. Keep all the pips outside and make sure we save the gammon. Oh, we can cover with it. I didn't think about that. I was thinking 16 to 10 twice, but sure. It's a bit of a stretch to get the shot here, but a bit of a stretch to lose a gammon too, so fine. 6-1, 5-1 next time it looks like. Two, 1 can come in. Move 16 to 15. Sure, sure. And 6-1, he's going to leave one. Wow, okay. Why are finals always like this? I mean, he has to hit it now. It just wouldn't be a tournament finals if the ace didn't show up. 6-5. Okay, it's got to be double aces next then. I got it. I understand the scripts. Ace deuce, almost. It was meant to be. Not quite, though. Okay, Len's got to make sure to save the gammon here. Huge favorite to do so. Likely to go down to 3 away, 8 away. This 3 away, many away score where Radu's going to have an even harder time finding initial cubes. And Len's going to have to be pretty trigger happy with any sort of advantage. I don't think it's possible to catch up the race, but we saw something close to it earlier. That would be extra disgusting to lose 2 races this way in one match. But entertaining for some of us. Wow, he's threatening to lose again this time. So he got 1 turnaround maybe and 1 extra 2 points that he loses. That'd be fun. All balances out in the end. Okay, never mind. We're back to Len and his old Len ways. Double aces. Radu gonna leave him some chances. 4-2, just 2 off, okay. 5-6, 2 off. Maybe it's still possible, I don't know. Looking grim. 5-2. So after the 5 comes off, he plays to the ace. Okay, that doesn't seem like the way to catch back up with big doubles. I think we would tend to prefer to unstack 6 to 4 and make our 4s work better, something like this. Okay, 6-4 is 2 off. And 6s is going to close it out. Seal the deal. Okay, 8 away, 3 away. And what are they? Headphones came off, so maybe they're going to take a short break here. Could be, could be. Yep, standing up there. Okay, okay. Well, it's been an exciting match so far as the players step up, kind of chat before they get to going there. But we'll run to break here and show you some ads from our sponsors and things like that. Thank you, of course, Andrew Selby, for putting on this beautiful tournament. UKBGF, Royal Automotive Club of London, Backgammon London, Jeffrey Parker for the board. All these awesome things out here. I'm Nick Blazier. You can support me by subscribing to my channel, liking the videos. I always appreciate donations for this stuff too. You know, it's not like it's a big paying gig yet, and anything helps me keep up with it as I try to figure out how to make it something bigger. So yeah, really appreciate everyone's support and watching and everything like that. And we'll be back with more backgammon soon. Hi everybody, Nick Blazier here, back with another interview, this time with Zdeněk Ziska, Masayuki Mochizuki, aka Mochi.
Hi.
Hi, Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama, welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazier here with another interview with another backgammon community star in Simon Budget.
Difficult positions you have to figure out over the board.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? And it's sometimes it's not easy, and it's like you have to be sharp.
I mean, the worst player in my first 5 or 6 rounds was like PR5, so I was like, oh my god, what a day. But then, I mean, the luck turned on the other side, so it was super exciting, and it was one of my best weeks. I mean, the most exciting
you really get to win, or the guy goes, but what if he hits me back? And I go, but what if he anchors? You know what I mean? Like the fear isn't getting hit back. The fear is him anchoring, you know? And Sanders said that in an interview, and I go, I've been telling people this in lessons for years. I'm like, if he anchors on the 24 point, the guy might end up winning 20% of the games then and there.
What changed? How did you figure out that it was a game worth playing and studying?
Then, maybe I was 17 years old. I accidentally found a book at a bookstore, which is a backgammon strategy book.
Hi everybody, Nick Blazer here with another position analysis video. This one is about recube action against the three-way players. So all right, we got the players coming back to the board here, getting ready to continue on this matchup. 8-away, 3-away. Len Brown trailing Radu Ciortan in the finals of the RAC London Open of 2023. Playing on this beautiful Jeffrey Parker board here. Oh, did they... Can't tell if they bumped the camera or something. Maybe I can fix that real quick. Things always getting moved. All right. Hopefully I can keep up with that as it comes to. What do we got? Let's see. We have a 6-2 split to open. Okay. And 6-3 is going to return fire. Got it. Got it. And the 3-2 here can anchor up on a weak point or hit for a better point and prevent his opponent from improving. So I don't think I need the score to tell me this. I think I want to hit loose. Maybe the 11 could be better, but I think the tempo is worth a lot here. And ends up making the point instead. Okay, this is a principle that a lot of people have learned, is that like making a point tends to be better than hitting loose. But of course, a little bit different scenario when you're benefiting from the tempo the way that you are in this position. 6-5. Just runs around and links up. Okay. Not too bad of a shot there. What do we have here? A 6-2. Okay. does he want to do with this? Seems to be pausing to think about it. He could just run off the anchor, but not enough of a racing lead for me to be thinking about that. But the 2's so weak otherwise. So we have to stack up to the 6 and just play this way. Maybe our opponent's thinking about running soon anyway. I don't know what to do. I guess I've seen the 21 run be like right so often that maybe it could be okay here for how destructive it is otherwise. I mean, we don't want to slot with the racing lead. It's a very tricky one though. I guess maybe I could buy running off the 21 here. Yeah, the only other play is that 13-7, 8-6 is just so very ugly. Yeah, I'm starting to see, like, very early in the game, running off anchors can be okay before our opponent has any board points. And as soon as they have a 2-point board, it's too much, and we stay on it till the last moment, basically. But very early or very late can be good times to just give that up and play a different game plan. Oh, Tim says you can tilt Radu by telling him not to pick up the dice. Okay. Good info. I hope Len knows that over there. A little bit of gamesmanship. I like it. 4 hits and 3 steps up. Okay. Should play down. Yeah, I guess focusing on the attack and trying to like threaten a big gammonish game is the best way to get to a cube. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do there. Lack of 3s is going to play down for Radu. Great response from the bar, those double 3s. And 5-6. Now we're down in the race, so it's not so exciting to run, but what else do we have? Distracts from making a point maybe or something like this. Keeps them busy, so sure, we'll go for it. See if we can at least find freedom in this losing race. 6-3 can link up, and with a 12-pip lead, this seems good. And a nice simple game to play when you're leading in the match, too. You can never lose a gammon from here, really. So beautiful. This is like ideal way for things to flow for Radu. 2-1 is going to clean up and hope to conserve what race it's got. He's got only a 9-pip lead. Maybe like 6-4 is fine for distribution, but okay. And Radu can send pretty normal cubes even at this score if he gets ahead in the race a whole bunch. Our adjustments come in gammonish positions where recubes are likely and things like this, but with just a dominating race lead, I think he's going to be happy to claim this with a 20-pip lead after this roll. Keep in mind that our opponent can't automatically recube. You know, the take point's going to be higher when he does send it back, but we don't necessarily get there. So, yeah. And the 4 points would still get him to match end. So it's not like huge overage when he recubes the 4. Huge overage comes when he recubes the 4 and wins a gammon. So that's what we have to really be scared of about sending an initial cube. He's going to pause to make sure, though. Of course, big mistakes available when you're leading the match and thinking about sending a cube when you shouldn't. So why not take the time to check the race and double check it and make sure that we really are in a position where we can get to 2 away and claim, and we're not just going to give our opponent too potent of a weapon. Maybe trying to factor in the wastage here. Maybe just trying to bait a take by thinking around it. Could be playing a little bit of poker and see if we can get his opponent to think like, oh, if he's unsure, then maybe I need to play this one. Doesn't work. Len knows to pass this one. And on we go to 8 away, 2 away. Okay, things getting grim. Running out of chances, Len is. Needs to get something going soon. At 2 away, the cube is really dead, so we're going to have extremely aggressive early game cubes. But sometimes our opponent can take a little deeper in really racy positions. 3-1 gets to make the 5 point. Nice shot to start. Best in the deck. Should prevent cubes for a long time. 5-4 can play 2 down. And 3-5 gets to hit. Okay. So another plan is to try to win an undoubled gammon here. And he's like taking a couple small steps in the opening toward that. 5 what? Oh, the spin on those Jeffrey Parker boards. What a sweat. I think just down to the 8. The tempo hit doesn't look worth that much. Maybe it keeps our opponent from getting to safety a little more often. I don't know, but I don't love it here enough. But, I mean, everything else kind of sucks too. So, 1 hits, 2 is going to get a little closer to safety, 16 to 14, I do believe. Well, he wants to link him up instead, though. Okay, yeah, I think I'd rather get around. 13 to 11, I'm not sure what the idea of that play is. And, oh, he finds the best of it, though. Okay, so he's just so far ahead that he can, I guess, keep trying to build and play for it all. Ace comes in, makes the 5 point. Wants to think about slotting, but I think I want to get the illegal third checker off the 24 a little bit more. Not dying to have a 5th checker sent back quite yet. So a lot of gammons in this position, but a lot of wins too. So Len keeping a lot working for himself. Only 38 down now, so looking for a higher anchor. Making the 21 must be wonderful. And then we can think about making the 23 or the 22 behind it later. But maybe we'll end up just playing this single anchor game if we can get things moving. 3-5 hops out. And what does Len have in response? 5-1. I think we can slot the point. We might as well make the 23 with it for now, just in case our opponent rolls some crazy numbers and starts coming back fast, gives us another game plan. And we're not under pressure to get those checkers moving yet, so I like that just as like a long-term asset. Totally fine to spread out and try to make points too, I guess. Okay. All game plans quite close. He's just going to go with bring another checker into the zone instead. Okay. Fair enough. 2-1 can just clean up. Yeah, annoying. We'd really like to make some sort of progress, but don't want to leave shots here and risk our race necessarily if we can avoid it. 5s is too fast to play the back game, so I guess he could have been coming out with 2 checkers to the 18, but now for sure we're going to the 13, and then I guess making the 3 with it. Oh, 21 to 16 with both of them? This is such a strange play. I don't know how you find this. I guess it doesn't want to be behind priming structure. Maybe it wins more somehow at the score, but those are weird. There was one other one where you had the ace-5 game and was supposed to come out to the 16 with 4s or something like that too, and I just... difficult plays to find. Bot finds some weird tactics in those spots. Oh, look at this. He should go for the blitz instead. Very strange. Clear the goalkeeper contact. Okay. 3-2. Is it benefiting us to be back there for contact? Yeah, I suppose so. Especially at the score. I'm not too worried about the gammon. The turnarounds are more important. Even though a gammon wins the match, we got to play for wins here. 6 in, 5 down, leaves a bunch of fly shots, but just looks like a little better distribution than stacking a 5th checker on the 6. I think this seems okay. Both very close. This one doesn't leave any fly shots, and we don't want to be hit, so both have merit for sure. Hey, Pogasian. I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm sorry. Met you, though. Okay, 4 covers. And 2, yeah, slides a little closer to building. Sounds good. Double 3s. Can't clear the goalkeeper contact. Can make the 7 point and prime that checker in. Beautiful progress for Radu. I wonder if this is the kind of game that wins enough that he can claim soon. It's getting reasonable. But it probably wins some gammons too, where he should just play. And so he's thinking about, should I just play completely safe and never leave the fly shots here? It's only the 6-1 and the 5-2. And we have a lot of counterplay when it happens. And we're far from a cube when we make the 10 and keep that contact. So I think it's worth giving up the 4 shots here, would be my instinct. But he's going to play safe instead. Okay. Yeah, finds a different variant to spread out. It's just too much work to do left here. I guess it does prepare to attack on the aces part of it. That's an interesting idea. Or maybe we'd rather make the 8 point. But okay. And 5-4, not even a pause to think, but he clears the goalkeeper. Or he clears a point. I think we need to get rid of the goalkeeper first, don't we? Wow, okay, I'm very surprised by this. I guess he's got good distribution to do it later, and this looks pretty strippy when his opponent enters, and we've got a dilly builder on the 3. I don't know, though. I'm so worried about having to leave a shot later, and it feels like it's going to help me. But maybe we're going to leave a lot of shots from the 10 point with this contact anyway. Okay, so long term this is just a bit safer. Difficult play and well found by Radu. double fives. It's still way down in the race. So he needs to keep everything back however he can. He can play 7-2 and just bring in 2 to the 4 and the 3 or something like this. But now he's going to be under some pressure to leave with the goalkeeper. And actually he's already, I mean, in this strong position, Radu can send it and claim already. Don't fault him for waiting and not finding that. The 2s is going to clear some contact. And he can still win some gammons here now, so he'll probably be too good when his opponent doesn't enter. But it is still tempting to claim these. Not too good by much. Certainly we can imagine disasters where our opponent has some winning chances. But maybe it's nice to give him a tough decision when he enters here. See if he's willing to cube now. Yep, here it comes. And almost up to 90%, huge pass. And let's see if Len has the patience to let this one go. Sometimes, even when we know we're dead in the game, just knowing that we can recube and like win a big chunk, people get tempted to take it and get to send that 4 cube back for the overage. But we should also know that our opponents know to be very patient and probably aren't sending unless they think it's a clear pass. So gotta be, I mean, we're talking about the difference too between 8 away, 1 away, Crawford match equity, which is 6.75%, a little less than 7. So do we want to take that, or do we want to take basically our chances of getting to 4 away, 2 away, a 33% chance, like 11% of the time, 11 or 12. Tough things to weigh there. Either way, we're under it. You know, we're way behind. So it's just not a pleasant situation either way. Hard to find these like cool and controlled passes at these desperate scores. I'm sure looking at the computer, if this was just a quiz, like probably easy to evaluate. Oh yeah, clear pass. But the emotions are just different when you're actually in a match playing this and down this much. I think he seems willing to do some tactical calculations. So he's counting how often his opponent's going to leave a shot right away, maybe. Trying to get some idea of what the contact value is here. I just know this one is like strategically and from references that with this like 4 landing points, it's just not likely enough that we're going to get a shot. He's going to clear it easily and has all these spares on the 6 to 8 too. So it looks very unlikely that we're going to get a shot against the 8 here. And that's not worth enough to make up the 43 pip deficit. We're never just turning the race around in this position either. Lets it go. And moves on to the Crawford game. Good discipline. 8 away, 1 away. At even away Crawford games, gammons matter. They get us a game closer to winning. So he will. I don't think the gammon value is very high necessarily at 8 away, 1 away. But he will take some liberties to try to get 1 game closer. And a 4-2 to open. Not too bad to find a pointing roll to start. 5-2 going to split in response. And a 4-1. Not typically worth breaking the 8 point to hit. We got to lack options though. Yeah, let's just bring some material into the zone. I like this. And double 6s. That would have been a nice roll to hit on. Okay, brings the checker around, makes the bar point. Huge improvement. Going to save a lot of gammons just through having moved a lot of checkers around and only having 1 back. Len coming back with some counterplay, though, making a blocking point. And under some pressure here. Radu's distribution great and finds aces even better to make that 4 prime with the 2 checkers back. And Len now desperately needs to split to escape, but also desperately needs to not be attacked and blitzed off this game. So what can he do? Not a good position. So he's going to split up to the 2. That's the safest place left to split. And down in the race, I don't see much value in running. But look at this. It actually is better to just try to contain that way. But these are very close ideas. Okay. Not a good position is the real problem. 1-2. I think we just cleaned up the 10-point blot. I like it. Oh, he wants to find a play B. Yeah, I'm not sure what that would be. I don't really see anything else. The distribution looks good. I don't really want to leave. It's not many fly shots. I just don't see the value in it. 3-2. We could anchor and hit loose. We could make the 5-point. Couple options here. Something bold called for, though. Yeah, the tempo to make sure we don't get 5 primed. I like that idea. That's right. 3-2 prevented. And I think the 2 can just step up. Oh, is he not going to hit? Okay, yeah. So just try to escape. We could go for distribution there, too. Like playing 8 or 7 to 5 or something like this. But, ooh, 2s is huge. Okay. Len right back in this game now. I think he should step up to the edge with it. Take a shot at making the bar point and having priming structure of his own. But has the rack. Great improvement. 2-6. 6 is not good from the bar if they don't contain the ace or 3. The 2-6, the bad one. Dumps a checker behind and stays primed. Let's see if Len can extend his prime. He does with double 2s. I imagine he's going to do that and just down with it. And now he's got a direct 2 on ace 6 when it hops. And hard to tell who's winning this one. Len with 3 behind, a 4 prime, and Radu with only 1 back, but behind a 5 prime and not at the edge. All of Len's checkers are at the edge. Timing doesn't really appear to be probably favoring white. Oh, he wants to stay back on the midpoint. Interesting. Not let him spread out to build from the back, I guess, is the idea. Needs to keep some outfield presence, he thinks. And decides, though the aces are duplicated, that his opponent wants to step up with that instead of hit. And, okay, he has tricked Radu into considering not hitting here instead. But a 4th checker behind the prime, pretty good, especially when we get to cover with it. Maybe part of the idea was not all aces were hitting, but this seems like one that should. And, yeah, Len's still a favorite in this game with the better priming structure. Very interesting, even with the 4th back. That's surprising. Well, the 4 is covering, and he steps up instead, okay? Decides to play the simple game. Doesn't want to lose a gammon. Understandable. Double 5s, now that he's not on the roof. This is going to definitely switch 8 to 3, and then I guess we want to get a checker out, I think. And maybe we want to keep it linked with the 22 and play 13 to 8 or something like this. Slot the back. Leaves a few shots, but when we're missed, it looks best. Or we can just go for the closeout, but I think we're running out of time to escape when we do this. So yeah, I think kind of important to at least play out. Gets a fan. Maybe this will generate the most gammons, though, when it works. So 5-5. Okay, not going to be a whole lot of ways to play this. 11 to 6 with the last one, I guess, is best. The remaining spares are moving around. Needs 6s and aces quickly to escape. More important than closing the board, I do believe. Ace in would put on a little bit of pressure, but Radu can't do it. And ace and a 6. Beautiful. I think he wants to... Oh, he's going to pause and think about, should I play an ace as well? Okay. I think so. Makes more escaping numbers. 2-4 fans, okay. And the 5-3 can close or hop out. I think closing's okay. I think we have enough time to escape. Yeah, I like this decision. And 5-4, getting easier. Needs to avoid a double 4s to crack, but for sure we're going to hop out and make sure we don't get stuck behind the 4 prime. Double 2s actually crack as well. Okay, 3-4 creates some breathing room. I guess the 4s still crack. The 2s don't now. 3-2 comes around the bend, and we're good. Safe from all disaster sets. And we have 14, 20, 23 pips trapped outside. Plus there's like a lot of short crossovers, so probably plays like a little bit more. So I think Len a significant favorite to win a gammon in this position. 73% there, yeah. Good distribution outside there, too. We love to have some gap between the 6-5-4. 6 can come in, and he wants to be playing for gammons. And it looks silly to kind of stack up the ace anyway, so I think I would just peel here. But goes for the safe play and going to moose out on a whopping 7% gammons there with that. So when it's close, when it's in that 25 to 75 range, is when you need to start making sure you're doing enough to lock it up, and might end up letting his opponent save it with that double 6s as a result. We'll see if it ends up close in the end. But I think Radu must be a big favorite to save with that roll. Yeah, down to 25%. So likely saving the gammon either way. 4-2 is 2 off. Okay. 6s. All right. It's going to save a whole bunch of gammons too. And fill in the ace. Yeah, why not? And we have a 3-1 with 2 off. So 2 rolls away for Len still. I think he's going to have to roll 2 sets to do it. That's what it looks like. Probably needs to start with 4s or better. That doesn't look like enough. I think he's off every time. 6-2, 2 in. Sure, doesn't matter. You can't win, I don't think. Are there enough 2 1s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rolls. So yeah, I guess technically probably possible. 4-2 gets off the gammon. And okay, resigns the gammon there. Action, resign, or single game, sorry. And we continue on. 7 away, 1 away post Crawford. Odd away means we have the free take. We'll see if Len, I think maybe I remember him just sending the cube over and not messing around with the trick or anything like that. But always an option since it's so difficult to lose your market, to be patient with that. Oh, I forgot to take this off here. It's just me now, not Julian talking to. My bad. Confusing graphics. All right, what do we have? A 3-5. It's going to point. And 2-1. I think even at these scores. Okay, he does wait to roll the cube, though, by the way. So it goes for the split after a pointing roll. I think that still makes sense even at the score when we're trying to play for gammons. 2 up. Still doesn't think he has any market loss. Oh, rolls off the board once. Practice shot. Madison. 6-2. Looks like it can make the 11 point. Probably hop out to the bar. I don't know, though. It seems weak when we're down in the race, but, I mean, it's the only way that I can make a point. So I think I want to make some bit of structure here. Look at this. We can go all in to attack instead. Okay, that's a lot of fun. Probably some score basis to that. 3-2 cannot anchor up, so it's just going to play down to the 8. And 5-4. Once again, we want to find something bigger. We get to make the anchor. The 4 is not so good. Maybe we can just play behind. I don't know. Going to go for a hit instead, though. Sure. Why not introduce some gammons? Oh, wants to think about the double hit and breaking the 8? That seems a little loose to me. I like it. Either one's an option. So at normal score, it's probably 6-2 or something. I don't know. 5-2 gets the anchor pass, though. Great shot for Radu. And we'll see how far Len is willing to take the trick idea here, because he can take it deep in a holding game. You know, it's probably as long as they have the 20-point anchor, there's going to be a clear take, regardless of race, crashed board, anything like that. So it'll be fun to see how this plays out with the centered cube still. Double 3s leading the race. No threats really yet. Okay, he doesn't mind leaving the ace shot to make the better board. That could be right in a mutual holding game. I don't think we want to find really impure things. I like his play. Maybe he could just like make the 5 and slap the deuce or something and just be done having an 8-point. But with the leading race, he's the one that wants to clear, so I don't think so. I guess giving up the midpoint's okay to avoid leaving a shot. 2 blots. Oh, we don't have 2 blots behind. What did I miss? Did he roll something different last time? Maybe it was a 5-2. Yeah. Okay. And then we have a 3-3. I gotcha. And so he has to, yeah, without blots behind, then maybe this is more prudent. But all play is pretty okay. And what was this? Oh, rolls double 4s and comes around with the lead in the race. Okay. 5-4 is just going to start playing in. And okay. So if you're going to run the trick, I want to see people like run it deeper than this. It's only 1 pip. There's just no way your opponent's passing. This isn't even a double for money. Too easy. I was excited to see some confusing take-pass decision come up. No such luck. No. 3-1 this way. Okay. 6-4 gets to play behind again. Double 3s is catching up in the race. Okay. Still plenty of life in this for Radu. Only down 5 after the play and has really good contact against that 11 and 10 point. 4-2. Gets to clear one of them. I think the 10's going to go. I don't think the 10's helping us clear the 11 enough, and we need some timing, so I'm inclined to get rid of a point here. But the idea of the other play would be, well, now I have the ace-3-5 combo to get rid of the 11, and it's going to be a lot harder when I give up that 10. But it turns out that the 3 landing points are still pretty hard to use effectively to clear that point without leaving a shot. So I don't think you're gaining all that much. 4 shots up to 9 shots, that save, other than the doubles. Yeah, I guess it's actually less than that. 2 to 6 is what it is. Yeah. But okay, decides to preserve it. Have another chance to clear that safely with a very lucky roll. 5 slots the next point, 2 up, 10 to 8. Four, 3. Can clear 2 off the 6. Nice shot. And 3-1, improving the board, just waiting along here. And this is a sweat of a game to have to play for your tournament life here for sure. 2s gets to advance from the 11. I think all the way to the 7 is the best we can do to keep a lot of landing points for the 10. But the other plan would be to just clear the 10 to the 8. We already have 4 landing spots for the 9. Yeah, actually, that looks a lot better. Looks like safest. Interesting. I'm not sure. Maybe the race is close enough that we want some blocking value too, is why we don't just go pure clear. But it looks to be like the safest, like, playing in roll is going to be to go for this. Let's see what he comes up with here. 11 to 7 still should come home pretty nice most of the time. Clearing to the 6 and 11 to 9. Interesting. Maybe blocks high numbers for the longest. Lots of different ideas in this one, I suppose. 4-1. Gonna slot behind. 4-3. Now we have spares to play with on the 6, so that was part of his idea for sure. Nice to be able to defer for a roll like this. 2-1, probably just burying to the deuce, waiting on contact. Down 14 pips. Needs to hit at the moment or roll a giant set. 6s would get him right back in at 2. Double 5s is going to clear the 6 point. Wow, and now that 10 point is going to be a disaster to clear. Almost no way other than sets to get home safely. And can he afford to give up 5s? Yeah, he's going to break his board and make sure that he prevents them from attacking there. Close decision, but well found. 6-1, wasn't going to punish anyway. 1 going to step a little bit closer to reduce shots. I guess it's the same number of shots, but just gets closer to home. And 4 to prevent tournament life. There's still some Viga hitting on the 5. 4-6 he does hit. Wow, okay. And does the 6 come around to cover? Yeah, okay. No way to cover, I think, or lift. I think he was going to lift a lot of the time. 5 to close out now. And this could be Radu's tournament here. And he does. 4 comes out. 6s don't leave a shot. Nothing to fear on this roll. 6-5 comes all the way around into board. 6s and 5s might leave a shot, but otherwise looking good. And not so scary against that 4-point board. Lots of opportunities to enter. And he rolls the 5s. Okay, going to leave Len a chance. So 2 coming off. 6 to ace with 1. And then we have to decide on the last one. He decides he wants to take the 3rd checker off and leave 2 more shots as a result. Gets away with it. A lot of times that can be right when we're getting into, like the 5 or more checkers off. I would have thought there maybe the safety was a little bit better, but very close. Okay. 2 cleans up and goes for maximum safety. Not too worried about his opponent just rolling the boxes from the bar here. More worried about leaving a shot at this point. And can Radu hang on to be your RAC London 2023 Open champion? Six, 4. Oh, the 5-2 that I corrected actually was a 5-3 and just was played illegally. He found a way better play with it. It was a good play. That happens late in the tournament. Okay, all but dead here. I think this is it. Len with no checkers off. I don't think there's enough doubles out there. Rolls the 6-3, resigns. Congratulating his opponent on tournament well won. Really impressive stuff from both of them. We can see him congratulating each other over the board there. Martin Barkwell taking a picture of your champion, Radu Ciortan, everybody. What an amazing tournament. Yeah, Len with a really good run. Wasn't familiar with him as a player before, so tough to lose in the finals, but exciting stuff to make it this far, and I'm sure he'll still have a nice payday. As your undefeated champion, too. Probably upset that first loss of the tournament has to come in the finals here. That's tough. Longer path for Radu through the fighters bracket for sure. Exciting stuff all around. What a fun tournament this has been to be a part of. I really enjoyed it. Really appreciate Andrew and the crew bringing me on to help out with this. It's been long 12-hour days of streaming for 3 days in a row. But I wouldn't have it anyway. I guess this is more like 10 hours? 9 hours? Today's a little short. As far as I know, we're not streaming any Super Jackpot matches. I think they're trying to play those now so that they're not stuck in the RAC, the Royal Automobile Club, all night. So I think this is your last match of the evening. I'm going to be closing down, I presume. But yeah, thanks everyone for joining me so much. Reach out on Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff, and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, please. Support Jeffrey Parker for donating this board. They have beautiful luxury boards if you got the money to spend on it. Thanks for UK BGF, Andrew, a board member on that too. Many involved with that, and his club Backgammon London. If you're in the UK looking for places to play backgammon. Yeah, it's been a fantastic tournament. I think we're about to close down. Thanks everybody, and I'll be back with more backgammon soon, most likely Loot Rocky in just a few days, starting on Thursday. So yeah, look out for that. Bye everybody. Hi everybody, Nick Blazer here, back with another interview, this time with Zdenya Ziska, Masayuki Mochizuki, aka Mochi.
Hi.
Hi Mochi.
Hello.
Michihito Kagayama, welcome.
Hi, everybody. And hi, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Justin Knoll. He's, welcome, Justin. Say hi.
Hello.
Thomas Tenland. He is G1 Grandmaster on BMAB. I just looked it up. Current PR of 2.89. Nick Blazer here with another interview with another backgammon community star in Simon Parchet.
Difficult positions you have to figure out over the board.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? And it's sometimes it's not easy, and it's like you have to be sharp.
I mean, the worst player in my first 5 or 6 rounds was like PR5, so I was like, oh my god, what a day. But then, I mean, the luck turned on the other side, so it was super exciting, and it was one of my best weeks. I mean, the most exciting.
You really get to win, or the guy goes, but what if he hits me back? And I go, but what if he anchors? You know what I mean? Like the fear isn't getting hit back. The fear is him anchoring, and Sanders said that in an interview. And I go, I've been telling people this in lessons for years. I'm like, if he anchors on the 24 point, the guy might end up winning 20% of the games then and there.
What changed? How did you figure out that it was a game worth playing and studying?
Then, maybe I was 17 years old. I accidentally found a book at a bookstore, which is a backgammon strategy book.
Hi everybody, Nick Blazer here with another position analysis video. This one is about recube action against the three-way player. So trailing against that,